Hello, lovely people of the stream. Are we live? I think we are. I just see nothing but a screen, but if it is, then, hello, wonderful and lovely people of the stream. My name is Fallhole, and you are watching Squid Junction 88, and I'm here joined by the one and only lovely Sasu. How are you doing today, Sasu? Oh, there we go. There's the scene change right there. That's how we knew we were live now. There we go.
Especially now that I see these teams up here on the screen, I am doing great fall here on this Saturday, Squid Junction, and I'm ready to go. But how are you doing, Fall?
Well, I've been doing pretty fine. You know, the days have gone by pretty well. And oh my goodness, there was a few moments there I was a little nervous as breaking down. I mean, I was a little nervous because I thought the stream was a little broken because I didn't see that, obviously that iconic scream of the team name and such,
It's
but
funny
now we
though.
do know.
I will say, as you have a very soothing voice, so I wasn't feeling the nervousness in your voice. So you were really playing
Right.
it.
I was playing it out.
Very like radio
Internally.
smooth jazz.
But like internally, I was like, "Oh God, what if we're not live and I'm just talking to myself? It'd be so awkward."
But we are luckily not talking to ourselves. We are talking to you, dear stream, about this Squid Junction 88. And we're going to be taking a look at Midas Peak versus Abracadabra here in the bracket. And I believe first we're going to be heading to Barnacle and Dime zones here. Fall, let me know your thoughts about Barnacle and Dime zones, this map mode.
I mean, Barnacle and Splat Zones, I mean, it's just the other ordinary, map to play in whenever you're playing Comp Splatoon. But, it's a pretty good map to play overall. Like, as a dually main, this is a map that's not too bad.
I see.
Exactly.
I will say that makes a lot of sense there because I'm so glad that you in particular, you're like, oh, it's just okay. It's pretty normal. Me, I have nothing but negative things to say about this map.
Really?
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
I'll play on any map except for like Lemuria Hub. Like, okay, yeah, that's just Squid Pavilion 2.0.
I'm not surprised to hear that for sure. I think particularly Barnacle and Dime zones, super easy to lock out another team if they are just not all together. And the worst thing that could possibly happen to you is your team wipes. There's so many team fights also that you're gonna have to take that we're gonna see from these two teams, perhaps Midas Peak and Abracadabra, because at the end of the day, you have to you have to get out of your spawn. That's a team fight your way to your plat. That's another team fight, and then of course into mid. So these teams are gonna have to work really hard to make sure they don't wipe or make sure that not too many of their team members go down, because once you lose the plat, it's gonna take you about 15 ticks to get back into zone, and that can be a lost game just like that.
Right, of course. That plat is a very strong key into, obviously holding down, zones or, just it's a major play. It's a major spot that you need to have, whether you're defending your zones or whether you're being aggressive to your enemies.
And then, of course, after that, we will be heading to Crab Leg Clams, which is another one.
Actually, no, it's another good map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I always say here that range is really king here. If you have, I'm assuming we might be seeing these pencils that are going to be chipping away. But if anyone pulls out an E-liter or a rare Hydra or something like that, then it may spell trouble for the other team, in my opinion.
True. Or, you could be like me and throw Suction Bomb under the grates, and hopefully if one of those players are under those grates, they'll just spontaneously combust out of nowhere. Because, listen, that's what I do a lot. Because, obviously I'm V-dually, so I do that a lot. It's so funny whenever I get away with that.
This is true. I'm here finding out my co-captain also plays dualies. I'm definitely the way you see these maps very dually pilled, so to speak, that I'm seeing here, because I feel like I'm usually on edit for my team, so a pencil is the worst possible thing that I could see loading into any of these maps. So that's why I'm like, oh gosh, Pencil chipping me while I'm on Barnacle and Dime zones, Pencil looking at me during clams. It can be tough, but we'll see what those loadouts are when we get to it. And if there is no clean sweep here, we will be heading to Tower Shipshape.
Right.
I I feel as though this is a particular map mode that gets a lot of ire from the community because it can be quite snowbally, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, there's some moments, where that tends to mostly happen whenever teams fight in this match.
I think once you get to that third checkpoint, I gotta be honest, I feel like that's game. Like, how rare is it that a team gets to that third checkpoint and isn't able to seal the deal? So definitely, if we're looking at a 1-1 and we go into that third game, that team, that they're both going to have to fight for their lives to make sure that they can stop whatever's going on at that second checkpoint. But I'm also kind of getting a little bit into these teams here. I believe that Abracadabra does have B on this team, who is a player I'm familiar with. Let me double check to make sure that's the case. Good thing I checked, because that was wrong. It's Midas Peak that has B on their team, who tends to play V-Splash usually. So I'll be looking out for those crab spots and whether or not there is a rare change on that team.
See, that's why we love to do our research before, we go into these, to know more about these, players and such. Like, that was a good recovery when she realized B was on the other side of the team. So glad you got there.
Yeah, it's always good to check your work, folks, because you don't want to be like me, and just be... I am indeed lame, but you certainly want to make sure you're not just saying things. So anyone who's a fan of B out there is not accidentally cheering for the wrong team due to something that I said. But I think going into this, they are once again gonna check my work so I don't just say anything. We're looking at the 7th and 10th seed respectively, Abracadabra being our 7th seed, and Midas Peak being our 10th seed. So, of course, in theory, Abracadabra projected to win this match, but Fall. It's Splatoon.
Exactly.
All it takes is the odd wipe on Barnacle and Dime, and everything can change. So we'll definitely look at that and see if Midas Peak, if they truly are the underdogs. Sometimes there's some underseeding, sometimes someone hasn't played in a while, what have you, and things just kind of turn around. So we'll keep a close eye on that, and we'll see how that goes. But I think there is I think one of the teams is getting a sub, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was about to inform the stream that, there's a bit of delay because of that. So, sorry to keep your, stream a little bit delayed. You're not going to see peak content, not just yet, but hey, on the bright side, you get to hear us yap even more, about this set. So it's not all too
apologies for me over yapping to keep that information away from you, stream. But yes, the peak content will be incoming when Midas Peak eventually spawns in there. But I'm just getting lamer and lamer. It's crazy.
Right. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. We are getting the game introduced as we are seeing the introduction scene coming in. As we do see a complicator here. Ooh, a Nautilus, a decaf, and a pencil as usual. Oh, a squeezer, and a dualies on the side of which team is that? Oh my goodness. I can't tell because the green. Oh, wait, hold up. I think that's Abracadabra. Abracadabra does have the V dualies on, so I'm very excited to see how that dually player will play on. So here we are immediately. Oh my goodness, and a member of was that Abracadabra does go down, unfortunately. So this might be a good start for Midas Peak, as another person from Abracadabra does go down, as Midas Peak does get the zones right here. They are the aggressors now, and they're pulling off very great. But one does go down on each team here. But still, though, Midas Peak doing a great job at defending the zones and just locking out Abracadabra from just pushing in. So great work on them.
I will say huge here is that Abracadabra, despite losing this zone here, were able to take their plat, so all is not lost. As a matter of fact, as you see here, they have gotten control of the zone, so they're starting on their own timer, locking Midas Peak with a tiny penalty here at 28, down to 64, and now they are moving forward and trying to take Midas Peak's plat here. Two members of Midas Peak going down, making that 3, and you absolutely do not want to see that if you are Midas Peak. Like I said before, what is essentially close to a wipe, very difficult on the other team. So Abracadabra, after a not so great start with 2 of their members going down at the beginning there, has a really good hold on this zone and a lead down to 34 that they're still working on here. Midas Peak is definitely going to have to organize themselves and figure out how it is they're going to push, flip this zone, which they are currently working on and have successfully done, and keep moving forward to put some pressure on Abracadabra.
Right, yeah, that was a great recovery by Midas Peak because that over that moment where like Abracadabra was just slowly, taking down their main points. Like I can tell maybe from a moment that, they might have gotten nervous, if they just kept on starting. But no, they hold on to those, nerves, not let it get to their heads and, manage to get back zones right here. But Abracadabra does take back zones right here. But, with the decaf being on their plat now, they do have the upper hand in trying to get back to the zones right here, as the decaf does pull off a bubble right here, but let's see if they can get any picks. But no, one member of Midas Peak does go down right here, and the decaf right here is just basically a one-man army right here, just fighting for himself right here, but unfortunately going down to the squeezer. But again, one member of each team going down right here, but the pen player does go down right here, and the squeezer trying to get that super jump kill, and he does so successfully as 2 go down from the side of Midas Peak right here, and it's just a complete war zone over here in Splat Zones. But Abracadabra manages to get back zones and are immediately going to get rid of their penalty points, and now they're taking down their main points. So great aggression from Abracadabra.
Yeah, definitely having this squeezer here, especially with this wall, the way they're able to move in on that plat. You see them kind of trying to get that Zuka there by getting that, but unfortunately, even with that crab at the last second, not going to be enough to paint the zone. And even though you can see here, it was in neutral, just that time was ticking down and it wasn't enough, and that's going to be a win off the first game for Abracadabra.
Right, yeah, so great kudos to them, for Abracadabra for just being that aggressive and obviously, working as a team to just contribute to that aggression and just locking out Midas Peak. But Midas Peak did have their moments and such, where were having their good play styles and being aggressive. But, Abracadabra got the upper hand and got this game smoothly to their side. So one more game off of them and they will take the set. But, with Midas Peak, as we looked at it, them being a strong team as well, maybe we can kind of see if they can pull off and take a game away, and maybe we can see game 3.
Well, we are headed to Crab Leg, and like I was talking about with like we were discussing before the set started, in my opinion, range is king on this map, and I believe Midas Peak has a pencil, while noticeably Abracadabra not only was not running a pencil, they were running a zap for that cooler. I think they were also kind of lacking in range comparatively. I think the most ranged weapon on their team might have been a Nautilus. So we'll see whether we see some switch outs or switch ups on their comp, or whether that proves difficult for them not having a lot of range on this map mode.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, with obviously this map having range is a key factor to this. I can see, Midas Peak definitely going back to the drawing board and seeing what they can do in order to, take this game and, take it to game 3, like I said, because, we always like to see a game 3. We don't want to see, just a set sweep. We want entertainment. We want,
Yes.
absolute cinema here at Squid Junction here. So, cross your fingers and hope that Midas Peak can come back from this one.
Absolutely. And I think that also what I'm interested to see in these loadouts is what they're going to be using to push. We know both teams are probably going to have that crab online between that V splash and the V dualies on both sides. But in my opinion, it can be so difficult to get up those ramps and get up to that basket. It's so easy for the other team to check you. So we're going to see if there's any differences here. No, not quite. And interestingly enough, we have Nautiluses on both
Ooh.
teams. I believe that's a switch that we didn't see before, but we're going to have that rain from both teams, that decav, which is definitely going to be able to put on a lot of pressure and a lot of paint, hold a lot of space, and of course, the aforementioned pencil, which will be chipping and using its range to its advantage, I'm sure. We already see this pick off the top from this decav. I knew that it would be very difficult to deal with them. I think the decav, especially with their bubble, is going to be their ticket into getting that in. We see a
No.
ball thrown up there, unfortunately whiffed, and there's just a lot of pressure happening on up on the side of Abracadabra, so I believe that is going to be an expired clam, and Midas Peak is going to have to figure out how to get the clam economy back on their side and push again.
Right, no, I was just shocked. I thought they threw it into the basket already because, like, that was just an absolute amazing introduction, of aggression from Midas Peak right there, just, knocking down Abracadabra's teams right there. But the moment that they had the power climb and just, enough space to throw it in the basket, they just completely, whiffed it. And it was just so crushing to see that, unfortunately. But Abracadabra does have mid-control right here, so maybe it is their turn to be the aggressors and maybe, hopefully, not miss, unlike their enemies right here. So, so far, nobody has go down here. Oh, but if decaf does go down on the side of Midas Peak, so Abracadabra does have the upper hand right here. Oh, but the dualies does go down on the side of Abracadabra here. So, still kind of a fight here over in mid. But, oh my, Abracadabra is starting to go on the left side of Midas Peak right here, as two go down from the side of Midas Peak right here. So this is a great opportunity for Abracadabra to push in and throw in the power clam, which they do so successfully. So, but not much clams are going to be thrown in, as it is still going to be remaining 77. But nevertheless, a great push by Abracadabra, but easily can be overtaken by Midas Peak if they play their cards right.
I will say that whiffing that power climb actually may have been a blessing in disguise. I think everyone was a bit too pressured to put in follow-up. And like I always try to say, when you get a power clam in, you should try to get down to around 60 at the very least if you can, because of course going down with only a few clams in there, you're giving the other team a power clam and then making it easier for them to push. So 77 solidly, just as you said, but that can make it very easy to overturn, especially now that Midas Peak on their side has a power clam and also has gotten a lot of members of Abracadabra down. They were making their push, but 3 of them go down, basically ending that push. We do have their Nautilus trying to kind of keep their space here, and this jump that will get camped and go down. Their V-Dualies is definitely just on a killing spree here, taking names, but right now Midas Peak is going to have to organize and see what they can do to stop this push from not getting past that 68, but it's going to be tough going up against this Zuka and the other members that I guess it wasn't that tough because they were able to stop them, and they're still at a penalty of 10.
Yes, but nevertheless, they still threw in the clams a little bit, but they added by taking away 10 points. But still, a small lead that Midas Peak can easily overtake if they play the cards right, and it looked like it's so. As we do see a bubble being popped on the ramp of Abracadabra here, but it is going to be easily destroyed by Abracadabra here. But 2 go down on the side of Abracadabra right here, and just Midas Peak is obviously now throwing in their power clam and do so successfully, and the Clemacati on their side is just overwhelmingly, as they do take the lead, like I said, though, very smoothly, and it's just a great aggression. As, oh my goodness, Midas Peak does get back their PD clam right here and successfully throws it away, but a 3 go down on the side of Midas Peak. But regardless of that, that was just an amazing aggressive push by Midas Peak right here with 36 points remaining. That is, it's going to be a very tough barrier for Abracadabra to come back from this one, as we are under a minute away, so the pressure is very high for them.
I completely agree. Really aggressive, very strong push from Midas Peak. And like I said, you're going to really have to get your money's worth when you make a push, because just like that, giving them that free power clam, it was kind of Abracadabra's undoing, as they were able to go back, snatch that up, and get their score down really low to a 36. So with about 30 seconds left, Abracadabra not having quite the clam economy to even have this like proper push in, and one of their members going down that was holding that clam. They're looking to keep those clams alive with time going down and see how they can formulate a push. But we see one going down to a Zuka shot here, but they are just really far on the map. Crab Leg is a very large map, and it's going to be very difficult for them to get past this pencil onto that ramp and figure out how they're going to get below 36 in this overtime, which has started now.
Right, but it looks like Abracadabra are pulling off right here as they do fight through mid here, because Midas Peak did have the map control, but oh my goodness, unfortunately, one of the power clamps goes down, and the other one goes down as well, so this might be over for Abracadabra's push right here, as Midas Peak successfully comes back from here and take a game, as we are gonna go to game 3. This is exactly what we want to see, so kudos to Midas Peak for obviously bouncing back on this.
Absolutely. And like I said, range is king. I think that pencil was definitely very instrumental in Midas Peak's success as well. Just kind of able to check Abracadabra as they were trying to, I think in that last push, definitely very difficult for Abracadabra to even like mount that push in OT with that pencil just sitting there on those grates. I think too alive and healthy to have a bomb thrown right under there, like you would have suggested, unfortunately. And yeah, they were just able to really use the clam economy to their own advantage and pull it out. So we will be headed to the dreaded tower ship shape. Yeah, and I wonder if we're going to see both of those teams stick on Nautilus or any of these teams switch to more of an AoE-centered weapon, seeing as though we will be on tower.
Right. Of course, this being, what is this, TC ship shape, there are a bit of ledges right here, and especially like that third checkpoint. It's going to be quite a tough thing to, obviously push in towards, because that top right is quite a nightmare to, like,
what a nightmare.
Exactly. Because like as for me, like, it's quite a pain, like, if there's someone there, then I'm a bit, I try to push in, but obviously there's someone right there defending, and there's a likely chance that they're gonna get me, and then our push is gonna be dead from that point. But regardless, if you make it to that third checkpoint, you're doing a good job basically, since you're already cut down a lot of points when you get through that final last checkpoint. But as I do say that, the game is going to start. We are going to go with the game 3. So let's see if any of these teams have made any, plan changes right here. And it looks like on the side of, oh my goodness, the Midas Peak, no changes have happened. But,
no
but
changes on either
still,
team, I think.
Exactly. No. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, But let's see what kind of fight we are going to see right here in mid.
Yeah, both of these teams have taken a game with the comp they are currently running. So like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And unfortunately, we see a well-placed bomb get one person down and 3 members already down on Midas Peak. When you're facing a place that is as snowbally as this, you cannot afford to go down like that. We have a well-placed bomb from that crab getting rid of that pencil there, and Abracadabra already making their way to their next checkpoint, all the way down to 34. And right now, Midas Peak is going to have to organize themselves and figure out what it is they have to do, because like I said, once you get past this checkpoint 2 here, it is practically game, and they currently don't have any points on the board. You see Abracadabra just keep jumping in, throwing themselves at the tower to see how many of those points they can continue to eke in. 10 points down, 5-4, and they are doing everything in their power to stop them, and I think they're able to do it as they get down to 1, just barely keeping themselves alive in this game. And now they are going to have to achieve that knockout if they plan on getting that W. Like I said, snowball, we're looking at an avalanche here, but Midas Peak is going to have to reverse it and see what they can do.
Yeah, this is going to be quite a very difficult challenge for Midas Peak to overtake, though. It's like, that was absolutely the definition of just being aggressive. Like, that was almost like a speed run for Abracadabra to just get this game over with. That's how, blood-driven they were in just getting that, dub right there. But, Midas Peak manages to just defend, and get their hopes up, with just 1 point remaining for Abracadabra. But, to go down from the side of Midas Peak right here, as it looks like Midas' Peak push is done here so far, as Abracadabra does have the map control in mid right here, and it's now their turn. So let's see if, they can pull it off and maybe try to get a KO for a second time. But you never know, Midas Peak might have something up their sleeve and to stop them from, getting that KO in the brink of, just by one frame.
Yeah, Abracadabra really kind of sitting pretty here, though. Maybe they're going for this knockout, but ultimately, and with the aggression of their kind of positioning here, it seems as though they are, like, quite frankly, they could be kind of defensive. They don't have to put much stake in this, but it almost feels, like you said, like they're like, let's get this game over with. Like, we don't want to be here for too long. So they are pushing, heading once again back there, but they do go down to a member of Midas Peak. It seems as though every time they want to close out the deal, Midas Peak really locks in and denies them that. They say, I know you want this game over, but we are still playing and we will not let this game end. So far, Abracadabra kind of pushed back into mid, but taking this space back as the members they have gotten down on Midas Peak have gone down, and we have a bubble online from Midas Peak, but right now they're just probably scrambling to take this space. This isn't super defender favored, especially because the pushing team is the one that gets the passive special. So yeah, it's not looking great for Midas Peak, but we'll see if they can kind of turn this around, organize themselves, and figure out how it is they're going to get this knockout.
Yeah, but like you say, things are not looking good for Midas Peak right here, as Abracadabra still has the, tower control, and they're still, pushing into the court of Midas Peak right here, as we are under a minute away. So, just the pressure intense, for Midas Peak is just really high right here, as it looks like Abracadabra is nearing through the, checkpoint right here, and it looks like they might get the KO right here for, like, multiple times right here. But let's see if Midas Peak can manage to pull off right here, as everyone going down right here, but Abracadabra manages to get the KO. Oh my goodness, Abracadabra with that amazing push right there, finally being able to get that KO push that they desperately needed. But nevertheless, a great defense, attempt by Midas Peak and to just try to stop him again. But, Abracadabra manages to pull off and secure the set for them. So congratulations to Abracadabra for getting the set and proceeding on into this winner's bracket.
Yeah, and that was a knockout in more ways than one. We see that wipeout notification at the very end as the game gets called. So definitely a great set. Glad to see a game 3 there heading into the end. But we did see the snowball, but fantastic game with the buzzer beater, with Midas Peak trying their hardest to stop Abracadabra from that win. But that is going to be the set in the favor of Abracadabra. And I think with that, we might be taking a little bit of a break. I think all the excitement, we need to chill for a second while we head into our next set. So we are going to be taking a break and we'll be right back with you. So don't go anywhere.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a Getting Started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today! Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
And welcome back to Squid Junction 88. I am here with Fall, and we are heading into the next set here between Close One and Circus Freaks. We're moving instead out of best of 3 phase into a best of 5 phase. And we are going to see these two teams starting off, I believe, with Splat Zone's Robo Ramen. Tell me your thoughts, Fall, about this map mode.
Well, before I can do that, I just have to input Circus Freaks. That is a name of all time right there. It's like, hey, that's a very great name. I like it. It goes hard. So if you're just a bunch of freaks who like to go to the circus, then by all means, pop off. And I hope you go well into doing that. But Robo Zones right here. A great map for for the pencil players because they love to do that. epic little silly trick where they just throw the sprinkler on top of the bottom of the bowl right there.
my
And it's
God.
just an annoying thing to try to just destroy with, or, try to ping bad zones right there. Because, you're just out there trying to fight the enemy team, and all of a sudden you get a drop of the enemy ink going down on you, or like in front of you when you're trying to paint the zones, and it's just a pain and to just deal with. And then the pencil player or any of the other players just, get you, and it's just it's quite a headache to deal with. But
Yeah.
regardless of that, it's another great map mode to just have fun with and just pop off whenever you have the upper hand.
Well, first of all, when you see Drip, when you see a good name, you gotta say something. So respect to Circus Freaks, of course, and also I think maybe you'll agree as a dually player, having Crab can be great here. As an edit player myself, edit Nouveau sometimes feels real good to just kind of Crab on that like top right-ish section. You get this good view of fighting anyone who's in the zone. You can kind of fight any jerk pencils trying to throw sprinklers on that ceiling there. You can kind of combat them if you have that Crab as well. So honestly, a very balanced map. We see it often in competitive tournaments. So most teams know what it is they have to do, but much like other popular maps for zones, you can't wipe here. It's just not kind to wipes once the other team gets up in your spawn. So both teams are going to have to worry about that, especially since Close One is quite the strong team.
Yeah, well, good to know on that, so we can't wait to see, more cinema content right here as we are, waiting very patiently for these players to just ready up and just do their thing into the battlefield right here. But, it's quite nice to just wait right here and just look at these maps and sets
Listen.
that, these teams are going to, play in.
I totally get it. Sometimes, you know what weapon you're going to pick, but you and your teammates are in comms just having a demure chat while you let the time run over. So I can't fault them too much. I do the same thing myself sometimes, but with them readied up, we are going to see these comps. Very surprisingly, we see a sploosh and a rapid. On these teams. So we're a bit off meta with both of them, but especially with one of them. No, is that the backline rapid? No. That is the midline rapid, but still not a popular pick. So this is definitely going to be interesting seeing how these off meta picks fare.
Right. What I just noticed right here in Close One is that they have a sploosh, so I'm going to be feeling bad for Circus Freak because they're going to have to deal with someone that's just rapidly going so fast at the same time. So they're just going to have to be very cautious when it comes to fighting that sploosh right there because obviously, one, it's a sploosh, so they're going to be, stacked on swim speed. And, once they have hammer ready, they're going to pop it out of nowhere right here. And it looks like right here, but Circus Freak does have the zones right here, so great work from them as they are the ones being the aggressive right here as that rapid is just pulling off using AoE to their advantage right here. But 2, 3 go down from the side of Circus Freaks right here as Close Ones gave back the zones on their favor right here, and now they're the ones that are being the aggressors.
Yeah, I'm going to keep a close eye here on Circus Freaks. Of note, they do have this Dreadringer here, which, of course, has the dreaded Reef Slider. Reef Slider can kind of even sometimes low-key alone if you have the gear for it, completely cap zone by itself. So I'm going to see if we do see those very annoying Reef Sliders there. But also of note, Circus Freaks has a bit of a slow comp in comparison to Close One. So that may prove a little bit difficult to them in terms of downtime. But you see they do get the zone back. They're zuking. Unfortunately, as of now, have not gotten any picks. That Zuka's not going to find anything. But Carbon is very strong on Robo Ramen zone, so we'll see kind of the the control they're able to take here, and whether or not Close One is going to be able to advance forward with this crab, because it seems like so far they've been having trouble with those 3 people going down before getting back into zone, and they are able to flip it. So they're going to start working on that now.
Great work by Close Ones to, taking back zones right here. But, great work for Circus Freaks as well for just being that aggressive and just, taking away the lead away from Close Ones. But with Close Ones nearing and, taking away their penalty points right here, they are going to go take down their main points now. And, at this rate, if they play it right, they're going to take back that lead away from Circus Freaks right here, as we are going to near down to 30 right here, and it looks like they do take the lead right here, as we are nearing 20 seconds away from Close One getting the KO right here if they manage to just block out Circus Freaks right here. And it looks like they're doing a great job right here as 3 go down immediately right here. So this looks like it's a game for Close One right here. So oh my goodness, this is absolute massacre, a bloodbath to see. Just Close Ones just locking out Circus Freaks from just getting out of their spawn right there. So great work on their side, to just do that.
Yeah, Close One definitely was sort of biding their time before they were able to get a really strong push there. And once they were set up in that like plat area, I think that crab really sealed the deal. When you have a crab in a great position there on zones ramen, that can just how do you contest that? You really can't. So a really strong push there by Close One, but it was a close one. We did see them going back and forth for a while, so we'll see if that strength that they had is going to roll over into tower control Mako Mart here, and whether we're going to see switches into more AoE. I know I brought that up before last tower, but I think if we're looking at ledges, Mako has ledges.
Oh yeah,
ledges galore. So definitely want to play an AoE here, but I wonder if the teams are going to switch to it.
Right. Well, yeah, you're right on that. Mako does have ledges. That is a fun fact about this map right here. But, like you said, well, I mean, they did have a carbon. I forgot which team was it. So, wouldn't be surprised if they still, kept on to that weapon, especially because, that's just an absolute nightmare of a weapon to deal with whenever you're trying to drop down from a ledge. Yeah, I think so. But, with that having, a weapon like that, on your side, Circus Freaks can have a chance, to come back and, take a game on, this one. But obviously we're gonna have to wait and see what either of these teams have to bring in, whether or not it's gonna be what we saw in the first game or brand new.
Well, I'm mostly going to be looking to Close One here. Circus Freaks, like you mentioned, they have that carbon, and like you also mentioned, carbon can just set up under those ledges, make life super difficult for anyone who dares to try and drop or set themselves up if it's a pencil. So definitely that carbon probably going to stay. And they also had a rapid last time. So Circus Freaks probably already set up. Oh, and I think, are we going to see a mirror of the carbon here? I think maybe they heard us talking about how good carbon was, and they clearly switched here. We have S-Lord making the switch, still a pencil online, and interestingly enough, we do have an arrow spray. I'm starting to think maybe these choices are a little bit of a troll, a little bit of a I'm gonna maybe play this silly weapon, especially because we know that Reef Slider, maybe not usually most people's choice for tower there, but we do have 2 going down on the side of Close One despite that early flank from them, and Circus Freaks just trying to kind of get the rats out of the basement, so to speak, because it seems like the entirety of Close Ones is like behind them and flanking them. So definitely Circus Freaks going down, 2 of them going down, 2 Zuka shots, are going to have to reorganize, make sure that they're not getting flanked by any silly weapons, and figure out how to stop this tower.
Right, but it's looking like a very great job for the Close Ones here. Just a great stop from them, almost nearing to that others checkpoint right here. But Circus Freaks doing a great job and being defensive right here and stopping them from reaching to that and checkpoint right there. But nevertheless, a great push in by Close One. 43 points remaining. That is quite a road to take back the lead for Circus Freaks right here. But they do take this hour, but the carbon does go down, unfortunately, right there. But they are back right here. But the Splash trying to get that super jump, but it goes away very easily. But looks like Close Ones does have the map control right here as they are back into tower right here. But the aerospray does go down right here as 3 specials are ready on the side of Circus Freaks. So they are going to cook that with that one as 3 go down from the side of Close Ones. So their push is obviously dead right here. And it looks like that Zuka is being popped right here, but unfortunately not many picks right here. But the carbon, oh my goodness, with the jump scare right there, getting able to get a pick off of that one. So great work from them as they are going off the Zuka right here. The wrist slider comes down and gets the rapid right here. So Close Ones are just doing a tremendous job yet again and just being aggressive right here, taking off picks and just making Circus Freak and just locking them out and such.
Yeah, I think a large part of this is just like level of aggression. Actually, you saw before where they were able to get 3 picks, and even before that, they were able to get a delayed, by they I mean Circus Freaks were able to get a delayed wipe on Close Ones. But Close Ones, as you can see kind of here, they're playing like a very skirmishy rat game where they're going from behind. We have a triple here from this Aerospray. Like I said, they are just kind of playing these silly weapons. We have a booyah here while they're getting this paint in to try and paint for that special. And ultimately, I think with their aggression, with their antics, Circus Freaks is kind of having to check their behind and their front here, and that is proving very difficult for them to both pressure this tower and to make sure that there are no errant Aerosprays randomly on their plats, and that is proving extremely difficult. As you can see, we have that Aerospray able to do that reslider without getting punished, but Circus Freaks definitely able to take a few down with their pencil, and it's just the pencil left on Close One. So we've seen before Circus Freaks get 3 down, get delayed wipes, but they haven't been able to make much of it despite them having largely the same specials on both sides. So we'll see if they're able to kind of change their tactics, lock in, become more aggressive here, and finally start working on those points because they are still at 98 at the moment.
And with the delayed wipe made by Circus Freaks, now Circus Freaks has the chance to just push it into the tower. But the pencil, oh my goodness, immediately going down after trying to, get to that first checkpoint on their side right there. It is just unfortunate to see that, Circus Freaks had a moment where, they had the tower and just immediately gets stopped by Close Ones right here. This is just straight up bullying, and it's especially from that Aerospray. That Aerospray is just absolutely a nightmare for Circus Freaks, just constantly flanking around that pencil, and just don't get me started on those resliders. Those resliders are just crazy pops right there, especially that, triple pick that they got from that Aerospray. It's just absolutely just terrible to see. Them just pulling off that and just, doing a tremendous work when it comes to just, able to just pull off those crazy and wild stuff right here. But, under 20 seconds away, things are not looking good for Circus Freaks right here as they are trying to get into the tower. But obviously with Close Ones being this aggressive, it's going to be, easy work for them to just easily defend this, as we are going to go with 10 seconds away. It looks like the Splash right here, just being a one-man already trying to pick off 2 people right here. But it looks like Circus Freaks might have a chance right here. But with the Aerospace flanking right here, they're trying to get rid of them. Yes, they do, as 2 go down from the side of Close Ones here. This might be the moment for Circus Freaks here, but the Splash behind them with the grab. Can they stop it? Circus Freaks from getting in the tower, and a wipeout has happened on the side made by Close Ones. That is just a great work from Close Ones, just locking out Circus Freak from just unlocking that first checkpoint, by the way. That was just amazing to see.
Yeah, I think that one thing of note, as we kind of saw here from Close Ones, when I say they don't play very honest, that's not a knock on them. There's a lot of flanking, lots of skirmishing, lots of pincering Circus Freaks, making it so that, like I said before, they have to check their front and their back all the time. And I think that when you have a cheeky weapon or people who kind of display rat-like behavior, by which I mean, they're skittery, they're slippery. It's very difficult for you to just kind of fight them and just win without, you're trying to play the video game and boom, you die out of nowhere. Someone's behind you. I think when you're not ready to play against these I shouldn't say ready, but when you're not used to playing against these weapons that play this way, especially outside of solo queue, you're gonna see a flanking arrow spray, a flanking sploosh in solo queue. But when you're in a tourney, you don't typically expect people to play like that. And I think when you're not used to that play style or used to seeing these weapons, it can be really difficult to kind of organize and figure out how it is you're gonna make sure you deal with that, especially because close ones, they are no slouches. These are strong players on this team, and I believe they're either the third or I believe they're the fourth seed overall. So they're no joke. So Circus Freaks, between this play style and the strength from the other team, really has their work cut out for them.
Yeah, it's just just a tremendous thing to see. Like, obviously, like you said, I listen, I know that from firsthand. Like, I've played many tournaments where I have to deal with comps like that, and it's just quite a headache to deal with. And you're just running through your mind with yourself and your teammates on just what do we even do in order to just tame these guys from just stopping them from just pulling off these ridiculous and just crazy plays right here. But we are getting into the match point right here, so if close ones gets this win, they take the set away, as we are going into Rainmaker Museum with an umbrella going on the side of close ones. So yet again, we are seeing very interesting weapons being played on the side of close ones right here. So we can't wait to see, as, oh my goodness, a member of Circus Freaks does go down. So this is just a great work from close ones. Another one goes down from Circus Freak right here. It is absolutely not a good start for the side of Circus Freak right here, as close ones are trying to get that first checkpoint, but having a hard time pitting at the checkpoint right there. But they do so finally get that checkpoint break right here, as the Zipcaster comes down right here, trying to get that Dread right there, with the Dread putting up a good fight, but unfortunately going down to that Zipcaster right here. This is already an aggressive and great start for the close ones right here, as Circus Freaks are kind of collapsing right here and just kind of staggering right here so far, as close ones does get the Rainmaker. And let's see if they can push on and just cut down those points.
Yeah, I think unfortunately we're looking at a bit of a skill diff here. You did mention that there was a Brella online, but I think it's more important to specify which Brella we are seeing. This is an undercover Brella, which is arguably one of, if not the weakest weapon in the game, and even worse, it's, in my opinion, as a former undercover player in Splatoon 2, I think this is its weaker kit of the two. So we may be seeing, actually we've already seen some of those screens, but you see close one definitely just kind of doing adventurous, very funky things with their comps there, having that Brella. But they also have a Gal, which is maybe people would one of the most frustrating weapons to go up against, because it is quite a strong weapon. But we do see a pick here on the side of Circus Freaks, getting that down with the Carbon, who is also going to be ledging here and get the rain down. So definitely Circus Freaks also kind of playing back, and they are going on a bit of a killing spree here, ending it off with a trade, but with getting 3 total. They are going to help their team out there, but of course that person holding the Rainmaker immediately gets checked. So Circus Freaks is going to have to start winning a lot of these 1v1s and figure out how it is they're going to push, because as of now they practically don't have any points on the board. And even though they're getting these picks, as we see, there's just no progress being made with this Rainmaker. They're gonna have to pop and actually make something happen.
Oh my goodness, and that undercover umbrella just tried to grab that Rainmaker by themselves, but I don't think, even if they did grab it, that's just been just kind of a waste of play to do, because obviously they're just surrounded by Circus Freaks. But Circus Freaks manages to get the checkpoint on their favor right here. But let's see if Circus Freaks can continue that aggression, as close ones does have a good spot on their spinner right here, but to go down on the side of close ones here. So Circus Freaks needs to be able to get a play right here, as a wipeout does happen right here. So this is a perfect opportunity for Circus Freaks to get a KO right here, but unfortunately not, though, as close ones does manage to respawn quickly and just stop them from making that KO happen for the side of Circus Freak. But nevertheless, a great push a great opportunity for Circus Freaks. You know, once they got that wipeout, that was just the perfect time to just go in and just cut off as many points as they can. So, you know, great work on their side right there. But of course, you know, this being close ones right here. But do go down from the side of close ones right here. So, you know, Circus Freaks is doing a great job right here now. You know, just obviously having the map control on their favor right here, and already being on the spinner of close ones right here, trying to get picks right here as the reslider does come on there. And let's see if they can get any picks right here. Yes, they can, as the Dread Ringer is on the recall of that zip gas there. But he's gonna have to jump back right here, as it looks like close ones might be getting that lead right here with the sneaky. Yes, they do manage to get the gold lead right there. What in the world was that? Oh my goodness, that was just quite unfortunate to see that. Oh.
Wow, yeah, that feels bad, man. That definitely hurts to see, especially it's always so demoralizing when the Rainmaker is able to sneak and get eke out those extra points, because every single person in the game has an indicator as to where the Rainmaker is. There's no way to hide. Having that Rainmaker, you are shining, and everyone can see again on the screen exactly where you are. So it definitely feels terrible, but honestly, not unlike what we have been seeing from Team Close One. They have been doing a lot of sneaky plays as of now. So if they are able to get this win, we have 2 down on the side of Circus Freaks. We'll see if they're able to get that pop and then continue into overtime, but it's not going to look like it, especially with those whales set out by Close Ones. And with that, that is going to be a 3-0 and an entire set best of 5. And just able at the end of there, despite that great play we saw from Circus Freaks, Close Ones snatching it out of their grip at the end there.
No, yeah, that was just very sad to see, because like obviously what we just saw from that game, Close Ones were doing just an amazing job, you know, being aggressive once, you know, they had, Circus Freaks, yeah, whoopsie, thank you for the correction. Great recovery, Sazi. But yeah, you know, Circus Freaks were just, you know, it looked like, you know, it was going to be their game, but unfortunately, you know, they just forgot and just let Close One get a slip behind their backs and just get that interesting lead, you know, a comeback from your Close Ones right there. But
if I may say, I think at the end there, you know, Close One's playing very sort of honest in that game. I think they had their Sploosh Arrow Spray player on that undercover umbrella there. Yeah. So it's way harder to flank and just appear behind people and get picks with that weapon. So a lot of it was very head-on gameplay, and I think with that gameplay, maybe Circus Freaks forgot a little bit that Close One, they still got that dog in them. They still got that rat in them.
They still got that cheesy rat. Yeah.
And they were still, you know, they forgot to check their flanks, check behind them, and see what was happening. And I think that was their undoing.
Yeah, that was just, like I said, quite unfortunate. But, you know, congrats to Close Ones. You know, a win is a win, and they proceed on into the winner's bracket. But, you know, don't give up on hope on Circus Freaks, because, you know, they do have a second chance in loser's bracket. So, you know, if you are a big fan of Circus Freaks, don't give up on them just yet. Keep supporting them, keep backing them up. And, you know, through that support, they will bounce back.
Yes, here. I'm going to see if we're going to be taking a little break. I know that everyone has been moving very fast here. Everyone readying up. So I think the next match may already be ready. And yes,
no,
I'm gonna
Close One Circus Freaks on the screen. Whoopsies.
So I think we're gonna take a very short break, and then we will be back to take a look at that next match, I think.
No break. Oh, okay. No, we're getting words from our lovely streamer, you know, Sam right here. No, there will be no break, as we are, you know, kicking off already with Pollo versus Auntie right here. So, you know, it's going to be quite set to see, as we do have, you know, the top 5 seeds right here. You know, as Pollo are seeded 3 and Auntie being seeded number 3. So this is going to be quite a set to look at right here. So I'm expecting to see absolute peak content, you know, absolutely Oscar-worthy upsets for being, watched right here.
Absolutely. I'm inclined to agree. I actually, I'm highly aware of both of these teams here. So we are in for a set. Poyo in particular has been on a bit of a winning streak. I know that I think they won last Prison Break as well as other Prison Breaks. I was just perusing Sendo, and they were able to win another tourney, I think maybe yesterday. So Poyo, of course, I think Tacos is on that team. And I was commentating when they won their first Prison Break. They are on a winning streak, very strong team, and that is why they are seeded as high as they are. And of course, they are up against Auntie, a team I particularly know quite intimately. On the roster is Cakes, JJ, Len, who is a top level player, and Stormy Senpai. They are strong players, they are my friends, and they are not to be trifled with. So we, I believe, are going to be in for a very great set here, starting off with Zones Mahi here.
Yeah, yet again, another great map mode to start off the bat with. In a set like this, obviously with these players these stacked players just obviously going against each other. So it's gonna be very interesting to see this first game and seeing how these players are gonna be facing against each other. So was that? I'm sorry, you continue? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, Len, famous for his use of blasters in particular, and of course, when you've got that blaster underneath that ledge, making it impossible for you to drop, it's a tough time. So I'm gonna be on the lookout to see how Poyo handles having to go up against that blaster. JJ, of course, well known in the community to be a Brella specialist, but of course flexes as needed. So I'm also gonna be looking to see if we see that Brella. Cakes, of course, switches up depending on what's there. And Stormy, I think they're a friend group, but they don't necessarily, they're not a constant, consistent, organized team like I believe Poyo is. So we're gonna see just how that shakes out with those with their playstyles and with the comps that they're going to be going in with, because I think in particular Len will go blaster. I'd bet my life on it. If he pops up without blaster, he's gonna be getting a DM from me. But I think there's a big question mark as to, we might see Stormy on a shot, or possibly maybe a decap, maybe. We'll see. I think a lot of people on Team Auntie have been kind of playing around with what it is that they use for a comp. So definitely interested to see how both of these teams, I think Poyo may have a carbon. I'm just talking at this point.
But still though, it's great to, obviously yap about these information and such like that. Obviously good to have a little prediction on whether or not, players are going to play a certain weapon that they play, or maybe a different weapon that they can, flex on. So, good yapping session to obviously kill the time and just, obviously wait very patiently for this match to just be ready up.
I also, skipping ahead a little bit, I will be looking at that Rainmaker Humpback. One thing I will say, that is a very strong map mode, particularly for Team Auntie. So Poyo is going to hope that they go into Humpback with a lead there, so that they can afford to give that map up, because it is very rare that I particularly see JJ and Cakes give up that map, whether it is on LAN or online tourney. So Poyo is definitely going to have to work hard if they are hoping to get that win from Auntie. But we are going to be headed into Splat Zones Mahi, taking a look at these loadouts. A pretty standard comp there from Poyo. And we have... I guess I'm gonna die, because I bet my life on Len being on Blaster, and instead he has decided to go decaf here. And Stormy surprisingly, on this edit instead of Cake. So everything here is a bit topsy-turvy, but we'll see if it works out for them.
And it looks like, it works out for Auntie indeed, guys. They do have the zones right here, managing to, cut off 10 points right here, but Poyo managing to, recover from that and take back zones right here, dealing with that duelies, successfully quite well, as two go down from the side of Auntie right here, and that decap coming in right there, getting up a pick right there, as admittedly a wipeout has happened on the side of Poyo right there. Quite unfortunate, but Auntie managing to get back zones right here and just immediately taking away their, penalty points and just taking back that lead right here, as strikes are coming down right here on both sides of teams. The well right there being an absolute annoying factor right here, but Auntie manages to pull off and just dodge those specials right there and just take back zones right there. So obviously, we love to see this type of aggressiveness from, Auntie right here.
Yeah, and we do have Cakes here popping this crab in a really good spot, doing a really good job of checking behind them and getting that pick that could have flanked them and ending that, putting down this paint to see if they can paint up against this pencil that is trying to put them back into neutral. But Auntie is going to hold on to this zone and continue ticking down their points while Poyo is trying to organize and figure out what it is they're going to do. And Len may not be on that blaster, but is nothing to be trifled with getting that that trade there. We have JJ on the Brella specialist here, making sure to paint and try and live through all of these specials just being thrown, like really the kitchen sink being thrown at that zone and successfully flipping it. So Poyo is going to put a pretty nasty 70 tick penalty onto Auntie, who is then going to try and pressure them and get this zone back.
Poyo can finally take a breather, knowing that they take back the zones right here, because it was just nearing, getting a KO from the side of Auntie right there, which is 5 points remaining. But Poyo managing to get the zones right here, and obviously they're the ones being the aggressors right here, as they do take a pick off right there. So good job on Poyo right there, but they're still doing a good job right there with the pencil being on the top right there. That is just a very interesting spot, because I usually don't see pencils going in that spot right there, but a wipeout has happened on the side of Auntie right there. So Poyo are doing a tremendous job right here, just absolutely locking out Auntie right here. So Auntie needs to take a breather right here and just stop staggering, and just hopefully, if they can, stop Poyo from getting a KO right here, as the headed right there gets a trade off right here. But Poyo managing to get the lead right there by just 1 point right here, as we are seeing a major bloodbath right here on the zones right here, as it looks like Auntie are getting the zones back on their track right there. But like you said, with 70 penalty points to knock down right here, it is going to be quite a difficult task to hold on to that zones for Auntie.
Yeah, they're gonna have to be working on it for a while, especially because we see a flip here right there. But they did a really good job of spawning back in and immediately flipping that zone, especially when Poyo was waiting for them and was ready. So they were able to still flip that zone, and they do. I think they have. They're gonna. Oh, and we have.
Oh.
I think a broken room there, unfortunately. Some technical difficulties. Yes, we saw that connection go out, but we also saw, I think, a member of Poyo DC right before that, if I'm not mistaken. So it may have just been the room. I may just DM a member of Auntie and figure out what happened.
I mean, again,
but
yeah. I mean, I'm just at a loss of words. It's like everything was just looking so great right there. Like
so
we were seeing, obviously just great, an amazing game right there. But unfortunately, the whole room, the whole game just purged on us. So, another good example of why we love Nintendo's online services. Great work. We love Nintendo. $20 a year.
Well, I've heard word from Auntie, all caps from JJ. It was not me. So that's that.
Right.
Now, oh yes. Okay. There was, I think, a host DC. It happens.
Right. Oh.
So I guess we will get that all together. Rule check if we need to, and replay if needed.
Replay that. No. Yeah, but still though, the fact that they're gonna have to, start over on that again is just and it's a little bit distressing, but obviously you're just gonna have to continue on and just the show must go on. They have to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, maybe because they were both past third. I myself have not checked the particular rules on that, but as you know, if a team is like often if a team's past 30 ticks, or if there's a certain amount of time left, usually instead of forcing a replay, that will just be a forfeit of the game. So I think they'll probably have to rule check on that, especially
Yeah.
it was a DC on Koyo who was hosting the room. So while I'm sure those things are checked out and that is discussed,
Yeah.
what were you thinking about that game? It was very, very close, very intense.
Right. No, that was very intense. Like obviously Auntie, getting that major push right there, knocking it down all the way to just 5 points remaining, and then Poyo coming back from that, just taking that lead and making it by 4 points remaining. It was just an absolute roller coaster of emotions, to just witness that, So it was just great work for both teams to just obviously have such a tense moment to just make on that. So that's how you're watching an amazing game right here. The fact that these two teams can manage to pull that off is just wonderful to see. But I am looking right here in the rules when it comes to handling disconnections. It does say the timer hasn't passed. Well, let's see here. The timer hasn't passed the 4-minute mark in game, and if the non-disconnecting team hasn't pushed the objective past 60 points, if both the conditions for disconnection replay is met, the game must be replayed, and the game in which the disconnection occurred will not count. If the conditions are not both met, the set will continue. So, take that as you will.
I may need that rerun. I feel like it was just like, did you get what you needed from that rule?
What was that?
I think,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think that may be the rule, and it may be forfeited to Team Auntie, but I think that maybe the teams are having a discussion on whether,
Yeah, they want to continue.
whether there will be a replay or what have you. So, but I think rule-wise, that point does get forfeited to Auntie. So we'll just have to see how that ends up shaking out. Yeah, we gotta mutually agree. Yeah, I think they might just gentleman's agreement replay. Replay the zones, but I gotta say, me myself, it's this late at night, I don't know how gentlemanly I am.
Right. No, I can get that on that because it's starting to get late, and obviously some people's mindset might go a little crazy if
so big up to
incident has happened.
For even offering to gentlemen replay it. But yeah, I guess we'll see how that shakes out. So yeah, I think that one thing about just all zones is that when you practically 0 to 100 get very close to a knockout, at the end of the day, like when the other team wipes you and you're then fighting them, like they don't have penalty to deal with. They didn't really get a chance to even like put their hands on the zone. So the time is going to tick really, really quickly. And I think that's what you saw there with Poyo, where Auntie, of course, had that really strong hold for most of the game. But ultimately, once that went over, Auntie having not really stolen the, done any sort of back and forth, stolen the zone from Poyo, means that they just have a straight shot, straight to 0. After they cap over Auntie, and Auntie, of course, has that 70-point ticker to get through. So really, if you don't seal the deal as a dominant team, and you're able to, and you let the other team cap over that large lead you had, you're actually going to be looking at a really hard game. And gentlemen all around and gentle thems, because they are indeed replaying the game despite the host DC. So we're going to see these exact same loadouts and see if it shakes out just about the same way.
Right. So, like you said, big dumps for both of these teams for having a mutual agreement to, obviously have a replay on this game right here. But, with the game starting off immediately off, each member of like one team member going down on each team right here. So this is looking like a good start for Poyo right here as 3 go down from the side of Auntie. And, hopefully we won't see another disconnection like that again into, that late into the game. So keep your fingers crossed, folks of the stream. And hope to hope to God that this won't happen again. But nevertheless, a great work for Poyo, just knocking down 2 members going down on the side of Auntie, and just knocking down those points right there to the point where the water level is now dropping.
Yes, but you see, Auntie's really getting their wits about them. 2 members going down on Poyo, and Len able to get that trade there on Your Love. They take the zone. We have Stormy behind here, kind of getting that paint down. No doubt getting cooler for their team, so that Auntie can really start working on possibly getting a knockout here. Of course, they're up against these strikes, painting over them with ease as they're already making their way down to the 60s. It seems as though we might have a change of hands as it pertains to the lead here, as just like we saw before, it can be quite easy to kind of get that lead when you don't have a lot going against you, but they do not have the paint. I think Len a little bit too far out fighting there, so they're going to lose that for a second and have to eat that penalty as they work their way through it, and not able to quite get the lead.
Yeah, that was just very unfortunate to see, but nevertheless, a great push by Auntie right there to just almost have that lead right there. But Poyo cutting a half their penalty points right here, and obviously, oh my goodness, that splash being in the base right there of Auntie right there, trying to get a pick off from that header right there. So there's a tremendous job right there. They're just cooking off, but unfortunately not being able to get that Brella right there. But Poyo knocking down their penalty points and now just knocking down their main points right here as the strikes are coming down from the side of Auntie right here. But let's see if they can manage to get back zones right here. It doesn't look like it right here as Poyo immediately takes back zones right there and are still knocking down their main points right there. But 3 go down on the side of Poyo right there. So this is just a great opportunity for Auntie to take back zones right there. But with Tacos super jumping back in the base with strikes already, it looks like, Poyo has a great, special push to, take back zones in. But, great work from Auntie taking back zones.
Yeah, we have Cakes here, unfortunately falling down from that ledge, kind of giving up that space and going down for it. While this is a little bit in neutral, I'm thinking Poyo maybe caps over this, and they do, while Stormy is trying to set himself up kind of offensively and is able to cancel out that Stamper. The team painting over that and getting the zone, but with Cakes going down, they're a little bit shorthanded for this push that's going to be coming from Poyo. They're already almost done making it through their points, but they're gonna have to keep this painted. We have the strikes and the counter strikes going out, and now it's just a game of paint as Auntie tries to make their way fully through their penalty, avoid a lot of these, what are they called? Whales. These whales, and fight off Poyo, who is once again taking control and giving them another penalty that they just got through. So Auntie is going to have to organize themselves, make sure that they get these picks, win these 1v1s if they ever hope to start working on that zone again. But with as many of those picks that we just saw Poyo get, it's just not looking good for Auntie.
Right, because Poyo are just continually cooking like here. This is just what we want to see with that Gal getting, 2 picks off of, from members of Auntie right here, and Poyo just, taking away their penalty points right here, and it looks like right there they're nearing, 10 seconds away from getting the KO right here with the, oh my goodness, the Stamper getting a pick, a great, pick off right there, but the headed managing to get that Stamper right here as we are going to under 30 seconds right here, but Poyo managing to, defend the zones right there and managing to get the KO that they wanted from the first game, and thankfully, there was no disconnection to ruin this game map mode. So great work for Poyo for just, doing a great job.
Oh, that is a devious fit I'm seeing here
Oh,
on
yeah.
Tacos, but they are able to get that win and redeem themselves from that DC. They're winning out on that gentleman's agreement, essentially. But we are now going to turn our heads to be heading there into Inkblot tower control, and I'm wondering if we will now see Len move to that blaster there. I know he's been playing a lot of S-Blast in particular, so maybe the tower will inspire him to do so. But yeah, this is shaping out to be quite an interesting map mode, especially because I think we're also going to see maybe a Sorella from JJ. We might be seeing some jetpacking.
Yeah, we might see, different players, different weapons, and like you said, with this map mode, TC Inkblot, yeah, I think that's just a rhetorical decision for Len to, obviously play Blaster, because why wouldn't you want to play Blaster in a map mode like this? Like, it's just a perfect opportunity, it's just like what your team needs in order to, take a win off the set and just, take it to, the third match.
Maybe he's in a Silly Billy era because
Most likely.
he's practically a blaster specialist. The only time I see him not on blaster really is when maybe he's just streaming himself, just playing an X, just doing whatever. So as a matter of fact, I think if we're able to see his like player tag, I think it's blaster using Califan, if I remember correctly. So if he spawns in once again without that blaster on tower as the blaster use.
What happened? Oh my goodness!
JJ
another DC has happened.
DC'd. And this time on the opposite team.
Yeah.
And luckily, before the game started, so JJ just gonna have to check up on, that router, or just kind of cross their fingers and hope that it doesn't happen again. We're in a bit of a cursed set right now.
Oh yeah, it's very cursed. The Nintendo servers are haunting us. The DCs are happening constantly left and right. Please help us.
Oh gosh. Nintendo gods, help us, please.
It's too much. Please, we're already giving you $20. Please, come on, make it work.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I just hope we don't see it again. But
Okay,
everything is all set up. We have Blaster using Califan on Blaster as promised, and we have JJ instead on that decav, taking it away from Len. And is Stormy on the? This
Stormy's
is
still
wild.
on edit. Yeah,
We have Stormy on edit instead of Kate, even though Kate is an edit player and Stormy is a shot player.
I mean,
Goofiness galore, truly.
Truly indeed. But
Oh
listen,
my God.
with H-Town coming in the way, and of course them going into H-Town, maybe I guess this is them experimenting on what they want to play in that land. So I suppose. But hey,
right.
But hey, listen, things are working out for them because Auntie is just doing a tremendous job, nearing into that second checkpoint right there. But, they still have that. Oh, wait, or was it? No, wait, oh my goodness, what's happening
No,
right here?
yeah.
I saw.
Auntie's making their way.
Yeah. But like I saw for a moment right there, the pencil was in the tower right there when I tried to take it back. But still though, yeah. Auntie is doing just a great job, just being absolute nightmarish for Boy right here as they are, doing a tremendous job just holding off from them in, the side of Boy. Oh, another DC has happened on the side of Auntie
And
right
it's
there.
not JJ. Wait, and
Exactly.
it's Stormy.
Yeah,
Stormy has mistake. What is going on?
Oh,
I
this
don't know
is just.
Stormy to ever. I think it may be the servers because I don't know
Yeah.
Stormy to DC. So that's just going to be it. There are no replays left. So luckily there has been a solid what's the word? There
Like a
is
solid push.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they
by
are
Auntie.
working with like a lot of points on the board, but they're gonna really have to hunker down and make sure
Yeah.
that they don't unnecessarily give
Oh,
up a game
wait a
due
minute.
to
Oh, there's still a bit of
a
lag. I see it.
DC.
No, another DC's happening because I saw Poyo.
On,
One member is swimming on the enemy ink right there. What is going on? I'm at a loss
I
for
think
words
it's
now.
the lobby. I think
It's the
it's the
lobby.
servers.
It's going
As
down.
I
It's
know,
going.
you know, I, well, at least they're even now.
Yeah,
So at least there's
exactly.
that.
It's 50-50.
We have
So,
that pick there with
uh,
that Zuka, but of course, of note is that Stormy going down means that there is no cooler for Auntie anymore. But I think the pencil DC, so this is like a cooler centered
coolerless of the
DC.
game.
It forced them to go coolerless, and that is going to be the most scuffed win I have ever seen in my entire life on Auntie.
Yeah,
I think this was Nintendo saying, we are sick of cooler meta, get them out of here.
exactly.
And that is just going to be a win for
A
Auntie.
win for Auntie.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, hey,
with 3
they got
members.
the win. Exactly.
A
So,
win is a win.
mm-hmm. Like you said, that was the game of all time. Oof.
That was a game of all time, I would
Yeah.
argue.
But with that, we are gonna go straight into the third match of the set. That
Right
being
into
Rainmaker
how fast are
Huntback.
they going to be back? I think we might
I-
be waiting a little bit while
I-
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know, but if it were me, I would close the lobby, exercise it, douse
Yeah.
it in holy water,
Exactly.
open a new lobby,
True.
and then start from there. Just
Mm-hmm.
cleanse out the bad vibes of the DC lobby. That's where I'd start, because clearly there's some bad juju. Something's going on.
Exactly. We
here.
need a preacher for this.
And yes, we need a specialized person to exercise this lobby, because it is it's a mess. It's a mess. But of course, they are headed into Rainmaker Humpback after this, which I particularly tagged as a mode Auntie tends to be very strong on. We, I think, also tend to see JJ on the Sorella Brella with a jetpack, but as we saw JJ taking up that decav in the place of Lan, who moved to the more reliable blaster, we can never be too sure if we're going to see JJ on that Brella here, or any switches on the side of Poyo either. But you know, maybe they move cakes to cooler, so if they're cool. If Stormy gets Thanos staffed again, they'll still have cooler online, you know? Maybe you have to tactically take the DCs into account and work accordingly, you know?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't paying full attention just because of what's been happening in the set. I'm just so
Eyes glazed
so
over,
lost.
head empty.
Exactly. I'm literally that one cat meme was just saying, huh? Huh?
Honestly, this is a very set, right? I feel like you're like, oh, what is this? Like the second and third seed or something like that, and it's supposed to be like, wow, you know, high flying, and we have had a DC
In both
literally
these
every
games.
yeah. So
yeah.
I say
Yeah.
ADC like we haven't had several.
Yeah. Put the S on the end right there.
Several.
So, you know, I mean, hopefully.
It's entertaining though. I'm not gonna lie. You know.
Yeah, true though. This is content that, you know, the folks, you know, not primarily want to see, but it's funny whenever it happens. So
here's the thing: heading into Rainmaker Humpback, everyone's gonna be clenched, wondering who will we see next. It's part of the meta of the watching experience. You see, you're gonna be like, but are they all gonna stay? You know, and if they all do stay, heading into Robo Ramen, which we're going to have to, since we're at 1-1, you're gonna be like, is it safe? Is it safe to come out?
Right.
Or are we once again gonna see, like, you know, everyone? What?
Hold up, yeah.
Have we gotten word?
Well, I am
Oh.
looking at, we are seeing some
Oh, yes,
insight on
I
the center
see.
chat. We are seeing that Sky's sister has resetted the Wi-Fi because they turned off the power with the breaker. So that is an
A hard reset
unfortunate.
if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, that's one way to reset the whole thing. But
You know,
oh my goodness, yeah, we
oh.
are. We are kicking off already into Rainmaker Humpback. So
Well,
let's.
Sky's Wi-Fi is offline. So
Oh,
Sky
yep,
is
it's
not
another
there.
DC. Yeah.
So that is the
Um,
DC we are seeing there is the
yeah.
aforementioned breaker
This is-
pull.
Yeah.
So,
This is just yeah. I'm going crazy. We're all going crazy because like this is just this is what Nintendo Service does to an individual.
it's very interesting here because it seems to be a mix of the server and maybe some internet problems because I don't know which to blame because
Right.
I
It's a
know
mix.
that yeah maybe it's both. I know that I know that some people because I don't think Stormy has problematic internet, but I think it was wait, not to blame Sky, but how many of these DCs have been Sky? There was a Poyo DC
Yeah, Poyo
on the
member.
first game
Yes.
that caused the entire one to crash, but I'm not quite sure which member it was that DC'd. And then in the second game, the pencil DC'd, which I think may be Sky. But then Stormy DC'd as well. We'll see. We have JJ
Yeah.
here.
it's-
They're basically sticking, and I think Sky is the. But we have JJ.
Oh my
DCing.
goodness, another DC happening again. What is going on? I'm literally going crazy. I'm going insane. I'm going bonkers. Good lord.
We have a DC from JJ.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So it
no.
is now the opposite side that has had a DC.
Yeah. This is just. Oh wait, no, they're still playing because like from this multiple DCs, like the game must go on because they've lost their
So-
chances when it comes to just replaying this so far. So, but it
So
looks
I
like
think that's unfortunate because the first DC was not their fault. It was the other team that DC'd. So the fact that it has to be played out is so extremely unfortunate for Auntie in particular, especially because this is a map that they are very strong on. And in my opinion was maybe almost guaranteed to win on. But due to the other team's DC, they're
right.
not going to be able to do that. So
Nah.
already we have a breakthrough from Poyo. Auntie has their work cut out for them, being short-handed
Oh
here.
no, this is so painful to
and-
look at.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're able to get a wipeout, and that's just going to be a complete
KO.
run through.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh,
extremely
no.
unfortunate that
This is just.
know.
This makes me want to cry. I genuinely want to cry right now. This is just no.
Yeah, this
Oh,
does not feel good.
No.
Especially, maybe we also have to look into this, that maybe we give each team a DC, right? Because this is it just means that maybe if Auntie had DC'd first and then Poyo DC'd, then Poyo would have been in trouble. So maybe this is a thought that we should re-examine those rules on replays.
yeah.
Just like community wide, not necessarily. You know what I mean?
Mhm. No, yeah.
For fairness' sake. But yeah, that is going to be a pretty quick win for Poyo, and we will be heading into zones ramen here, where Auntie is going to have to win this to stay alive, and hopefully everyone's internet is able to comply and fall into line, and that we do not have any DCs that put any of the teams at a disadvantage here.
Yeah.
It just feels so
oof.
bad, it's
No,
hard
yeah,
to, like, what do
it's-
you even say at that point? It's just
Exactly. It's just
doesn't
everything's
feel
just.
good for that to happen.
Everything's just so scuffed at the moment. It's like I wouldn't. Yeah. Like I'm already losing my energy, so it wouldn't be
We
surprising
have
if
a
these guys are.
replay.
Yeah, oh my goodness, these guys are actually replaying. So
It
let's
makes
see.
sense. I think that
Yeah.
Auntie did a gentleman's agreement to replay a game that would have been forfeited to them in that early zones game. So I think no doubt here we've had another gentleman's agreement from the side of Poyo, who would have just won that game, to give them the chance to replay. Hopefully everyone stabilizes. We have Parks playing here. I think in the place of Stormy on that heavy there, but 3 of their members go down while Poyo is going to try and make this push to get that first checkpoint as they're in this elbow section, and they are able to get it.
Yes, great work for the side of what's his Poyo right there for getting
Poyo.
that checkpoint break. See, listen, I'm already losing a bit of energy right here just because of what's happening so far. So, great work for Auntie right there, just stopping them from pushing on towards, but as the Rainbeard is resetting, 2 are down from the side of Poyo right here. So this is maybe a great start for Auntie to just come back from this and, get that break checkpoint of their own right there. But, we're having a little bit of a battle trying to get the Rainbeard pop, but Auntie manages to get the pop right here. But it is still a battle here in mid right here. As 2 go down from each team right here. So it's looking like Auntie manages to win that fight right there. And it looks like, oh my goodness, no, Sky is just standing still right there. Oh my goodness, that was a bit of a lag moment right there. But no DCs have been so far, thankfully. But nevertheless, that was just quite a nervous moment to look at because they were just standing still, and I was just completely almost about to just go crazy that we might have seen another DC. But Auntie manages to get the checkpoint break on their side right there. But oh my god, no, there's another DC. That has happened again on Auntie's side. It is JJ. Oh my goodness, no, this is just no, I was thinking I'm gonna cry.
We'll see. We might see a DC from Sky there, who was admitting a little bit of lag. So we'll see how that goes. Necessarily, maybe Auntie just has to hold on and wait until they are once again at a 3-3 moment. We'll see. I don't know if it's better to see another DC or if it's worse. So I'm not quite sure which outcome to deal with, but they do get that wipeout. Of course, they are only up against 3 members, and I think they're able to get that knockout now that JJ is no longer there. So that is going to be a 2-1 situation of, unfortunately, Auntie falling victim to yet another DC here. I think we have had maybe 1 full game with no DCs in it, and that was a replay after a DC. So after that second one happens, that's just unfortunate. That's just the way it goes. So Auntie's gonna really have to lock in, hope that everyone stays on, and if not everyone stays on, that Poyo also has complications because they are going to have to win the remainder of the games if they're hoping to take this set.
I mean, yeah, this just...
What is there to say?
Exactly, what is there to say other than the fact that, you just have to really feel bad, you just... for Auntie right there, because this is just heartbreaking. This is just so depressing to see. Like, obviously, we were anticipating such an amazing set between these 2 amazing teams, with just very stacked players, and this to happen, it was just the constant DCs and such. It's just really disheartening to see that Nintendo's servers or these guys whose
Players'
internets are
Wi-Fi,
kind of are going beepity boopity. It's just really very unfortunate that we're not seeing the moments that we wanted to see. So hopefully quote unquote,
fingers crossed,
hopefully we can see in the next match that no DCs can occur.
Prayer circle. Let us all pray to whatever deities or gods you do or do not believe in. If it's stones, if it's spirits. Yes. If it's stars, I just need you to ask them for there to be no DCs. That's all I'm
Exactly.
asking. You know what I mean?
True.
If you need your rose quartz, if you need your gemstones, I need you to grab them, do some tarot, and tell the tarot to please stop the DCs because
Exactly.
we because this is just wow.
This is terrible. This is purgatory. This is perilous.
At this point, I feel like if you're like not tuning in for the gameplay, you might just like tune in to like JJDC.
Oh, my
JJ's
goodness.
not in on that.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep it together. I'm trying to so hard.
This is hurting us, but I'm sure it's hurting the players way more.
Yeah.
But I will say that JJ sometimes has issues with internet, but I've never seen issues like this before. I think there may be a problem with the servers, to be honest. There have been times where we're playing and maybe there's like an odd DC once or like it's not this common. It's been like several games in a row, and that's just not really all that normal. So I'm thinking that maybe, you know, the servers are doing whatever they're doing when they cost $20 a year. So
listen, those Nintendo needs to go into those server rooms right now and see what's wrong.
Truly, because they are holding up the tourney, them specifically.
Exactly. Or, you know, this may be a moment where there's a spider in the server rooms and just the Nintendo employees are just too scared to go in.
We are moving to the next match.
Yes, we are getting insight on that we are going to the next match. So, you know, I mean, yeah, if in a situation like this, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't do that. So,
yeah, that is going to be a very unfortunate, I think, forfeit in that case, which is super heartbreaking. Given, you know,
given the situation, it's just, oh my goodness.
There's just seeing two strong teams like that go up against each other really was a clash of the Titans to me. So I was super, but you know what? Maybe next time there will always be more Squid Junctions. There will always be more Dapple Productions tournaments as well as other tournaments. So these teams are both very, very active, and maybe we'll see them up against each other in the future. But now is not that time. We are going to instead be looking at Poyo versus Close One.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be. I don't even know what to say now. I mean, I'm hoping there's no DCs from this point onward.
Yeah, because Poyo has had DCs too, so we don't know.
If it will be, it will happen again.
Go. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's okay. Everyone, just deep breaths. Count to 3 or count back to 3 or just settle down. You know, it's a new game, it's a new set, so we're gonna have to, you know, focus forward into this tournament.
Yeah. But we did see how strong Close One is, and Poyo, of course, can hold their own. So, hopefully we are in for more strong matches. You know, as much as we didn't see Close One DC, I don't know that these DCs are necessarily the fault of the Wi-Fi. It may be a server issue, so maybe the spider has crawled its way back out of the server, and we're going to see just a bunch of close games here.
Yeah, just very excited to see. So
let's take a look at these map modes, shall we?
Yes, I do. Let's get a little insight.
Let's see. Well, actually,
we are waiting for
as much as people have to ban maps. That is my fault. To make sure that, you know, no tomfooleries coming up. So both of those teams banning those, and once those are done, we will be able to take a look at what they have decided to do. And maybe we'll see, seeing as though the last time we saw a close one, they were pretty dominant in their set. I think they were also doing a lot of trolling a little bit there with their weapon picks and their play style. We'll see if they still have some maps on the table that have those flanks that make it very difficult, or that make it easy for a sploosh, an arrow spray, a silly weapon to kind of pop up behind you, give you a jump scare. So I'm sure they are betting on being like, these are the ones we want, and the ones that we're banning, those stinky non-flank maps. And we're gonna take a look at them right now, starting with a map I consider the great equalizer. Haggle zones. It's pretty common, so I feel like everybody's got to know how to play this map.
Yeah, true. Just one of those great iconic maps to play in Comp Splatoon. So we're gonna wait and see what these teams have to bring up onto the stage. And like I said, I don't like to rinse and repeat. I just hope there won't be any more DCs from this point on.
Well, at the very least, if there are going to be DCs, I'm kind of hoping that they are the regular kind that just come from one team, because I think things get a little sticky when both teams are DCing. Because, then you're having to figure out, who goes first, who goes second, etc., etc. So I have my fingers crossed, no DCs, no whammy, no DC. But if it's gotta, I'm not even gonna entertain if it's gotta happen. I just hope it doesn't happen, and Poyo and Close One are able to just play out the set and leave it all up to their skill and their drive as players. Fingers crossed. We will see an actual tower inkblot this time. Though the other one was kind of, even though there were DCs, the 3v3 was kind of funny with both coolers.
At least it was fair.
From the game. Yeah. So as much as I'm like, we'll see an actual one, the other one wasn't that bad. I'll give it to them.
Exactly. So great work on Nintendo for the game for making a situation like that. How merciful.
Yes, and we will be getting into it. Everyone, as you can see, has spawned in at the moment. We are going to see a brush, which we didn't see at all before with Close One, as well as a Junior Luna Blaster, and a Wiper on the side of Poyo. So we've got a lot of skirmishing, and if Close One wanna kind of do rat behavior, they're gonna have to see that Junior and that Wiper. So they're in for a lot of skirmishing.
Ooh.
Two going down on both sides. Right off the top, we're just gonna be in neutral while both teams kind of figure it out, and Poyo kind of takes this zone and is moving forward.
Right, this is just a great work for Poyo. Obviously, just having a great start and a great, initial push right here, as they are, keeping Close Ones, off from pushing in towards the zones right there, as, the Luna Blaster getting off a ledge peak right there and getting a pick off right there, as two go down from the side of Close Ones right here. So this is just, great play by Poyo from just, keeping Close Ones away and just keeping those, points going down and down, as they are, reaching down to 40 points. And now, closely nearing, 30 points. So it just looks like, Close Ones needs to, do something in order to stop Poyo from, taking down the main points, as they do that with the strikes, the special pushes right there. So great work for Close Ones, just stopping Poyo from just, cutting down those points and giving them a 50-point, penalty points right there. So, great work on that.
Yeah, it kind of seems as though Close One kind of biding their time a little bit there. Like, they're waiting on their own plat. Maybe instead of trying to stop Poyo from coming up there. Like they were just kind of farming their specials and getting ready with that Zuka and those tri-strikes to make their push. We see the Zuka once again going out. We have that pick on Celtic there at point blank with that Zuka, and you see Close One's really kind of locking in with these strong mechanics here, and the shot kind of holding this forward, cleaning up, making sure that anyone who is down in this court area is going to feel the wrath of this shot. And right now, a really wise jump out, kind of pushing them back. They're already working on their points, and they're already down to the 50s, almost halfway through the entire match. So at this point, we're just kind of in fight. I don't know, like a period of a bunch of people fighting each other. It's back and forth, really.
Right. Yeah, I mean, listen, in this moment, I just like to say, like, bloodbath, or, just the, war going on in, zones right there. But, rightfully so, as Poyo still, keeps on the blast, the zones on their side, stopping Close Ones from taking the lead right there, but the zones being neutral right there, but a bubble popping off in Poyo's side right there. They do manage to take back zones and get rid of that Zuka, but two go down on the side of Poyo right there, and Close Ones might be getting the zones right there on their favor, as they do, because two players are down on the side of Poyo. So great work, oh my goodness, on that Luna right there. They're doing a tremendous job right there, getting 2 picks so far on that right flank of Close Ones side of the map right there. But zones are being neutral again, but it looks like Poyo might be getting that zones right there as the strikes are coming down on Close Ones, and Azuka managing to get a pick off from one member of Poyo right there. So this is just a back and forth fight, which you like to see.
Yeah, Close One's getting a little bit of their own medicine there with those flanks from that Luna. We saw before that when they choose to, they can be very flank heavy, kind of come from the side and surprise you there. But Poyo definitely a more experienced team, not as easy to sneak up on, and I'm sure Close One is kind of feeling that heat. We've got the tri-strikes coming out and able to neutralize as well as getting picks on Poyo, but they do get that control back, implement another penalty on Poyo, which they just made their way through. They just had a few little points in there. We have that kind of stylish camping of that jump, as Poyo once again is able to take control of zone and push their way up. But as you can notice, they are playing very smart. They're not overextending. They're not really going up Close One's ramp. They're just kind of staying in this mid to make sure that they can paint over any shenanigans that come across. You see them kind of laying in wait with this hammer, able to take 2 down with them and recap that zone despite their positioning. So now it's just up to Close One to, as the time is winding down, not just get this zone, but also be able to fend them off and break through their own penalty.
Right, and it looks like, if Close Ones manages to keep the zones right here, we are going to go into overtime as 2 members of Poyo are going down. So let's see if Close Ones can, play their cards right and just hold off Poyo from, taking back zones on their side right here, as, the Slosher player is nearing to getting the ink strikes ready, as Azuka is coming up, but unfortunately no, picks are coming up, but 2 go down on the side of Poyo right here, and it looks like Close One are going to get this comeback right there, as they successfully do. So great work for Close Ones to just take back the lead on their side and take game 1 on their side. And thankfully, no DCs has happened.
Yeah, that is definitely, how do I put this? They are their namesake. That was a close one. They got that win there in OT. As you saw, I think that it really came down to special use. Close one, in my opinion, really strong mechanics, but also in this game very reliant on their specials, in particular between that Zuka and those strikes. And I think did Poyo have strikes? I think they did. They were able to.
I believe so.
get those strikes earlier, if they had a better economy, like special economy, I think they would have taken that win there. So definitely a lot of wise choices from Close One, able to get them the win on Hacklefish Zones. But we will be moving to a familiar map mode, Inkblot Tower, hopefully with all 4 members up this time.
Oh no. Yeah, the flashbacks are coming back. The flashbacks. No, please make it stop.
But it's gonna be interesting to see what we're gonna be seeing here. Every time we've seen Close One, we've seen I don't know if I should say dramatic, but we've definitely seen changes in their comps. Practically every single map mode we've seen them so far in this tourney. So this time it was the brush, the Octo Brush, that was kind of new on their side, and I'm wondering if that Octo Brush is going to stay, or if we're going to see another switch off to something maybe a little bit silly, something definitely off meta, I'm assuming, and how that's going to come into play here.
Right. Well, the world is their oyster, so, they can plan anything that they want in order to pop out from this game set. But it looks like, no, comp changes are happening on the side of, on either team right here. Well, they did change from Vanilla Luna on the side of, what was that? Close One right there. It is no longer a hammer, Luna Blaster. I'm sorry. I'm going to lost the words.
That's okay. It's, Poyo has changed their Luna Blaster to a V Blaster. So, I think we're not going to be seeing those fizzies anymore there. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. But 3 of their members already going down in one fell swoop. So that's definitely going to make an easier push for Close Ones we're heading their way up to their bats, but opting to kind of move back here. We have that brush going down in their zip, and it seems as though Poyo has been able to spawn back in and clean out their plat here, which is very valuable, because once you get a push going and you have people in your own bats on your plat, it's going to be super difficult to get them out. So the fact that they're already sort of making their way back into mid is huge on them, and it was huge on them because they are now all wiped and they have this brush to contend with. So the push continues for Team Close One.
Right. That was just, great work. The brush, obviously doing their job as a brush, just obviously be behind and just be an annoyance to the side of Poyo right here, as Close Ones, unlock the checkpoint right there, but Poyo managing to defend off, but 3 players going down on the side of Poyo right here, as Close Ones immediately take back tower and are closing into the court of Poyo right here. But let's see if Close Ones can use their strikes to their advantage right there, getting a Zuka pick off that Luna right there, and are going into checkpoint 2. And it looks like at this point they're going to get that checkpoint right there, as, Close Ones are just butchering Poyo right there, just stopping them from just even dropping from their base right there. It's just an absolute crazy show to see, as we are seeing a pencil battle happening right there. And it looks like, oh my goodness, the pencil of Close Ones gets that battle right there. But 2 go down from the side of Poyo right there. 2 go down from each team now. And it looks like it might be a delayed wiper here. But no, the brush right here being the hero of Close One right here, getting a pick off from the wiper right there. But unfortunately going down as soon as they jump back into tower. But nevertheless, a great work from Close Ones, with being so, aggressive and, leading it all the way to 11 points remaining. So great work overall.
Yeah, and you do see nobody jumped to That Kid's dad there. So with their splat ends the push completely. But you see they are back with a vengeance, and it seems as though Close One is hungry for chicken. With the 2 picks that they're able to get here, they are continuing the push. They are simply not letting up. We are here at just under 2 minutes. These strikes coming out, and yet there's just all this aggression coming from Close One, to the point where Poyo has been on the back foot practically the entire game. You see they're putting that bubble up, hoping to secure and defend their start at a push there, especially with one member going down with close ones. Maybe they're hoping to take advantage of them being a little bit shorthanded, but I think they're just losing their 1v1s or something, because I feel like you constantly see members of Poyo going down. It's just a little bit of a skill diff here, and you see even with that bubble, even with them starting on that push, even with them getting wiped now,
Yeah.
you know, you never know what's going to happen, but it is feeling a little bit like it is a matter of time before a close one maybe completes that knockout they have been working on.
Right, and we saw for a moment there a repeat of what Close One did early on with the massive push like there, but under we're obviously under a minute under a minute left into this match, and so far like Poyo only manages to knock down 4 points. Only 4 points in, so far into this match already. So they need to lock in and just, take it back and just, not stagger too much. Well, yeah, not stagger at all in order to come back from this, just a really difficult task to just come back from, because 11 points remaining. They basically have to unlock every single checkpoint and just go near into that KO final checkpoint area right there. But that Brush being an absolute menace right there, getting a pick off on the Luna right there, as we are going under 10 seconds right now, as Foil needs to immediately lock in and just stop Close Ones from, oh no, unfortunately the Junior manages to pop a bubble into the tower, but immediately going down. But, Poyo managing to go down. But, Poyo still not giving up right there. But the V-shot with the flank right there, managing to stop Poyo right there from even unlocking the first checkpoint. That is just very unfortunate to see. But nevertheless, a great push at the end for Poyo, or at least trying to, make something happen on their side. But great work from Close One, just doing an amazing work on their defensive side.
Yeah, I think there was just maybe an issue there with staggering and, just not having all of their people up. But once again, Close One is not to be trifled with. I think we saw before them kind of having a little bit of, silly Billy syndrome, a little bit of rat behavior there. But I think part of that is that they do have strong players. They know what it is they can and cannot get away with, which is why, it's been so tough for other teams to be able to get points on them. But we are going to be heading into Undertow Rainmaker here, where I think it's way harder to sneak a Rainmaker somewhere,
Yeah.
than maybe a museum or something like that. It's way harder to push by yourself. But I will say, once you get past that first checkpoint, it's like no holds barred, because especially if you, like 90% of the population, take that left checkpoint instead of the right, once you get to that walk between first checkpoint and goal, you can just get a million zillion points with a few steps once
True.
you're in that like tiny little spot. So
Mhm.
both of these teams are going to have to fight to get that first checkpoint so that they can then figure out how it is they're going to push and get their million zillion points from that walk to that last goal.
Right. That is a great life hack by the great Sasio right there. As we are going into this third match with it being a match point. So if Close One manages to pop off yet again, they will proceed on to grand finals. So let's see what these teams have to brought up so far. I am seeing a sploosh on the side of Close Ones right there, as we saw before. So it's going to be very exciting to see. And also, oh my goodness, a double wiper from the side of Poya right there. This is just a very, this is just the comps of all time that we're seeing here. But, if they can play their cards right from both teams, then we're going to see another great game.
Yeah, I think Dat Kid's dad may be just very confident in their ability to play, that they're going to have this sploosh online. Of course, they've got this hammer, and I'm assuming that's also maybe a big part of why they picked it. But they, of course, are going up against two hammers with the double pick there. But you see 3 members of Poyo going down, just their Zap alive here, going to this right side on on their screen to try and defend that checkpoint that no doubt Close One is trying to work on currently. Unfortunately, they go down
Yeah.
to one of the many hammers they're going to experience in this game, but to no one's shock, Close One has somehow managed to get behind them and get a pick there. So Koyo kind of cleaning up their basement of the rats, so to speak, and Close Ones once again kind of having to regroup and figure out what it is they're going to do. Also of note that I didn't mention before, we have a V charger on the side of Koyo of note, because you tend to see Pencil, but of course they're picking that V charger no doubt for the vac, so that they'll be able to vac the Rainmaker holder and give them an easier time as they make their way to checkpoint.
Indeed, if you play it right, that vac will come in handy. But Close Ones with the Zuka pop right there, managing to get a pick up, but unfortunately the Rainmaker does go down. You know, almost nearing to get that checkpoint break right there. But the strike's coming in. But Celtic not being able to get that pick off the Rainmaker as Close Ones manages to break that checkpoint, but two go down on the side of Koyo. So things are looking good for Close Ones right here if they manage to pick up the rain and just continue on cutting points on their favor right here. But that Charger is looking with that Rainmaker like, you know, with very closely, and they do have the vac ready as they do pop it off and slowing off that Rainmaker. So great pop of that ink vac right there. But oh my goodness, unfortunately the hammer managing to immediately pop the Rainmaker and that vac going down immediately. But Close One still, you know, holding on their position very strong right here as the Rainmaker almost they try to grab it right there as the Close Ones does suffer a wipeout. But great work from Koyo, just doing a tremendous work on, you know, being so defensive right there and just stopping Close Ones from just pushing on the Rainmaker even further. But we are under 2 minutes away. That is plenty of time for Koyo to just come back from this.
Yeah, hard agree. A really strong defensive vac there we saw, I believe, from Sky. Usually you use, of course, that vac to help your own player move, but, you know, on that defense, kind of making it difficult for Close Ones to get the aforementioned million jillion points from walking there. But you see, now is the time for Poyo to really make their push of note. Sky, not just on the speed charger, but on a splatter scope. So having by far the most range on the board there with that splatter scope, but they do go down. Actually, everyone goes down. That's going to be a wipe with a residual pick from that bomb there, the Rainmaker resetting. So Poyo is having to once again figure out how they're going to make this push and get this first checkpoint. But of course, they're gonna have to keep their eyes on that Sploosh that is always somewhere and around, and not to mention, Sploosh has a huge amount of object damage. They can pop a Rainmaker shield like nothing, so they're also gonna have to contend against that. But unfortunately, they go down on their way to getting that checkpoint. Oh, I'm sorry. That's that was Close Ones that went down. That's my apologies there.
That's okay. But, you know, we are seeing Poyo right here, you know, having a push of their own right here with under 30 seconds left right here. So the pressure is high with the Sploosh coming in with a jump scare right here, but Poyo managing to get the, you know, pick on that. But they are chasing the risky route of going with the right checkpoint, but unfortunately not getting the checkpoint. But, you know, Close One suffers a wipeout here, so gives Poyo quite, you know, grand opening and opportunity to get that checkpoint breakdown. And it looks like, you know, Poyo needs to immediately break down this checkpoint in order to come back from this, you know, game right here, as, you know, Takus right here is fighting that V-shot right there off the snipe right here. But unfortunately, Poyo manages to get the Rainmaker, but immediately get picked off from Close Ones right there, as Close Ones does take this set and proceeds on to grand finals. So congratulations for
Close Ones.
Yes, for Close Ones for making it all the way to grand finals. A round of applause for them. But, you know, great work for Poyo for managing to get this far into, you know, this tournament. And, you know, it's not over yet for them. It's not over, as they will have another chance to redeem themselves in the losers bracket. So overall, a great set, and thankfully no DCs.
Yeah, I was gonna say Close Ones may have lost the battle, but they have not lost the war. congratulations to Poyo for no DCs there. But like you said, they are going to be headed to losers bracket Poyo, where they can then fight their way back up, I believe, and hopefully they will not have DCs there either. But with that, that is going to be the last set that Fall and myself are going to be commentating on. That was an intense one to end on. But before we go, Fall, let me know where the lovely people in stream can find you.
Right. Well, like you said, the wonderful and lovely people of the stream can find me at, well, mainly Blue Sky, that being fallhole.bsky.social, like everyone else uses the username Blue Sky. And well, yeah. So if you want to learn more about me, then you can, give a follow with me there. I like to say I'm an interesting person, but also you can find me a few times at Twitch where I do stream, scrims and tourneys with my team of Poor Judgment. We are very a stacked and good team overall. And where can the lovely people of the stream find you, Sazu?
Well, that's funny. I've never thought about saying the full Blue Sky name. I always just say, oh, you can find me at Sasu in your pants. And I've never, but that's true. I have the normal bluesky.social, but all of my ats, whether it's Instagram, Blue Sky, I have a Twitter, I don't use it anymore for obvious reasons. Whatever it is, if it's social media and you type in at Sasu in your pants, you'll find me. That's SASUIN, the letters UR. Pants.
Yeah.
A little spicy, but yep, that's gonna be it from us for now. And keep tuned in to Squid Junction 88. We will be heading into further into the bracket, and we'll have two new people to commentate over that. Take good care of them.
Exactly. Don't go anywhere.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today! Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today! Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
Get ready for the next battle, ladies and gentlemen, Zaydebs, and everyone else in between. My name is SPF Dark, and we're coming at you live here at Capital Productions to bring you another edition of Squid Junction, number 88, in fact. Now, before I get too ahead of myself, there is someone else joining me here tonight.
Hello, Dark. My name is Nellfire. You can call me Nell. It's an amazing night to be casting and commentating Squid Junction with you. I'm really excited.
I am also very excited, and from what I've seen so far from this today's run is that it's a very interesting one. Minding some of the disconnections that was allegedly cursing the semifinals winners, it has been some pretty exciting sets. So I'm very excited to see how this losers run is going to be going up again, especially against with Lucky Cat Joke versus Auntie.
Oh, absolutely. And I've fought against Auntie before, and they are a force to be reckoned with. So I am really excited to see what they can bring to the table. I know that they kind of maybe had some disconnection issues earlier in the setup, but I don't think that should be. Hopefully, that's not an issue today. And so yeah, first off, we're going to start off with Hagglefish Zones. Then we're going to go to Inkblot Tower, and then we're going to end it if we get to a game 3. On Zones Mahi Mahi. And I like these maps. I really do. I think they are just like the base bread and butter maps that you kind of have to practice in order to get yourself in paddling pool finals. So how do you feel about these maps, and what do you look forward to seeing?
I also really like these maps. More so the third one I am split on as a caster and a player, but you know, we can get to that information here in a little bit as we're already heading into this first game. Both of these two teams are just already making a bloodbath on the zone, as right now Auntie currently has the lead before Lucky Cat Joker takes it from them, but they're 2 down, so that's gonna go flip to the other side already.
Oh my god, and we see this individual here getting a beautiful quad on Auntie right here. They are not letting up. They want the lead. They want to continue their pressure. They want to make sure that Auntie is locked out permanently. And so as you can see, everybody's just using their specials. Everyone's trying to get themselves set up, but unfortunately we go down as there was a break in the defenses. But everybody on Lucky Cat Joker is kind of getting picked off one by one as Auntie is making their, recoming.
And a very interesting thing to note here from Auntie's side is that they have a very interesting team comp, something that's a bit more akin to just going in forward and just constantly fighting. It's a very offense-heavy team comp, so if they can keep this ball rolling, Lucky Cat Joker is going to be a very, very hard time trying to push through. And already Auntie has the lead taken away, but they do go 3 down. Lucky Cat Joker finally being able to break through that offensive wall they have now has set up there, and now trying to push Auntie as far back as they can, trying to get gear up for another lockout if they can. But the tactical does go out here on the mid side from Auntie, potentially being able to keep them in the game for a little bit longer as they're trying to make sure they can get the zone contest before the zone penalty points carry over to the lead swap just in the nick of time.
Oh my goodness, Dark, you don't know me that well, but if you know me, you know that I love a good heavy edit flank. It was really amazing to see that heavy edit flank on the side of Auntie. I think that is exactly what their comp wants to do. Their comp wants to run in. They want to kind of play off of that frontline aggression, and that type of thing you can't really see with pencil gameplay. So it's just really interesting to see how everybody's weapons are kind of synergizing together that they wouldn't normally be able to if they were running a more like quote-unquote normal comp, but it looks like Lucky Cat Joker is expecting flanks now. They are not going down to that again, but with 2 down on Lucky Cat Joker, Auntie is still in the lead, and it seems like they are going to have to back up if they want to continue this push.
Definitely a bit of a push swing here, but Lucky Cat Joker does manage to take a strong holding over mid here and are looking to try and keep Auntie locked out as those penalty points are good as gone at this point. They most definitely will be able to take lead here, and with the specialist online from Lucky Cat Joker, this is going to be definitely a hard thing to push through for Auntie if they don't play their cards right. Bubbler being used first to try and hold off the stairway here, especially with tactical stack upon it. They can just go in without any fear for any repercussions as they can get that instant respawn. 1 goes down, 2 goes down for 3 down for Auntie. But the flame from the backline does manage to pull them away. The heavy edit is just coming in clutch here as now Auntie is just making them scramble. Lucky Cat Joker trying to make sure they can maintain control here, but with 10 ticks remaining from the zone, they barely manage able to hold on here. Auntie 2 down, another player goes down, and I think that's game set right there.
That was a really, really fun match to watch. There was a beautiful push and pull. I think both teams kind of had needed to get their footing, but I think that in the end, Lucky Cat Joker, they knew what they needed to do. Once they got up there, once they got they didn't push into their plat at that point. They were waiting patiently, just kind of waiting, and then the cooler came out, and then the bubble came out, and then they're like, okay, we go. And then Auntie was just unfortunately not able to get back on their feet. But they did, I will say that when Auntie has momentum, they are a force to be reckoned with. I think that it is just so fun to watch, and I feel like Lucky Cat Joker is kind of gonna need to be on their toes a little bit with the flanking and shenanigans that this team's comp is able to do.
Yeah, most definitely. The men's I really mentioned this during that last game, but with Auntie's comp, it's a very highly aggressive weapon comp they have for their lineup, and so because it's highly offensive, once they do actually get properly set up and the momentum properly going, it's very hard to stop them. But at the same time, if you manage to stop them up even a little bit, it's so easy to dismantle them, and it makes it such a hard time for a weapon comp like that to properly recover. And so it's the patient game Lucky Cat Joker did at the end there is exactly how you want to play into a team like that. With such hyper aggressiveness there, you need to be very patient, play your cards right at the right exact moments in order to just completely dismantle them and push them through like that second game here. So now, as we head to game number 2, we see exactly if Auntie can make the proper adjustments to the adjustments Lucky Cat Joker had made from that last game.
We're seeing a shot on both teams. We're seeing a headed on both teams. There is not a lot of range in this match right now, except for headed. So we already see the oh my goodness, it is the blaster. We see the blaster go down, we see the dualies go down, we see a pick on both sides as teams are just kind of fighting for mid right now. It's very neutral. Everybody's just trying to play what they can, but Lucky Cat Joker is trying to make it neutral no longer as specialists are coming out trying to get picks upon picks. The Zip is going to try and get some value, trying to get some distraction up in their bats, just so that their team can get into bats. It's just, you know, a distraction, and it was fruitful for their team. And with 3 down on Auntie's side and 1 more, this is just not looking good for Auntie unless they can make something happen.
Things could definitely spiral out of control here if they're not ready. Like I mentioned, very hyper-aggressive comp if they get set up, but if they can't get set up in the first place, it's very hard thing to try and climb out of 2 down already from Auntie as Lucky Cat Joker breaks through that first checkpoint, gearing up for that second checkpoint. Players are constantly missing on Auntie's side that they can't properly regroup fast enough to get this tower stopped as once again, one by one, they're falling. That second checkpoint's already knocked out as Lucky Cat Joker is keeping the snowball going, turning it into an avalanche, and they're now on their way to that 3rd checkpoint.
This is just an evil lockout. This is the most evil lockout I've ever seen. It just feels like you can't get them out of bats, but getting bats is a win condition. So it's like we need to get them out, but we can't because they're pushing the tower. What do we do? It's just a scramble. It's just so difficult to watch. I'm hoping that maybe if they can get their specials, they can displace them. They can displace Lucky Cat Joker from the second checkpoint with 3 down. This is Auntie's opportunity to get them out of their area and get some paint on the ground and maybe get the footing that they so needed. And so this gives them a beautiful opportunity to get that footing and put up a fight in this match point, because that's exactly what they need right now.
Taking it back to a more neutral game here. 2 down for Lucky Cat Joker means Auntie with the tactical and the Booyah Bomb in play are going to be able to try and actually take that first checkpoint for once, as they're already sitting at it. 1 player going up to try and see if they can make space for the remainder of the team, but with the Inkback and the jetpack coming out with the crab take, it's just an utter chaos over here on Bath as both these two teams are going blow for blow for blow. But Auntie does unfortunately fall at this battle as the last remaining player does jump out. Lucky Cat Joker takes control of the tower, and with tactical already, they're definitely going to be ready for this opening aggression from Auntie as they regroup.
Absolutely. With the early tacticooler, it's a great opportunity for the team to get back on their feet and possibly farm for specials to get back in. We've seen some very good mechanical skill from both teams. I will say that the Blaster player has gotten some beautiful directs, and they've done an amazing job. They just need to be able to get set up with their team. And honestly, the team play here is amazing. I see them just kind of following up on each other. I don't really see anybody like taking fights alone. Like even then there was the Headit there just kind of backing them up. But unfortunately when you take fights with other people, that leaves you as like a domino effect, you know, which, you know, it gives Lucky Cat Joker the opportunity to kind of get 1 kill and then get another one and then get another one, and then it's like a snowball effect that it's just difficult to come back from. But as you can see, Lucky Cat Joker is getting back into their bats, but they just keep going down. I feel like Auntie is putting up a little bit more of a fight this time, but it's not enough.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate stack there from that Inkzook over here by Lucky Cat Joker's side. Managed to get a 2-for-1 special on that single trigger pull, and now Lucky Cat Joker are once again at the same position as we saw earlier in the game. They have tactical already. That tower is already marching its way to its 3rd checkpoint, but 3 down for Lucky Cat Joker means Auntie are able to recover this mess a bit faster than they first did in the original push, and that tactical does get destroyed in the process, meaning Auntie is now sitting in a pretty good position here as we head to the final minute of this game, of this match point here. Things can go swing either way, and it's very hard to say exactly which way this game could go, but it is definitely Lucky Cat Joker's game to lose here if they don't just be very careful.
I completely agree. I think that they can't really afford another wipe or loss or delayed wipe, and they have to kind of hurry and just get to bats and take the space that they need to take, but this Dualies is not allowing them to do that. This Dualies is just kind of canceling everything that they throw at them. But with Cakes in bets, this is their opportunity to get some points on the board as they break through the second to last checkpoint, and all they need to do is just kind of break through the last checkpoint, and that's all that they need. But attention is being diverted. There is a flank, and it's unfortunate that attention is being diverted because it's only the Headit back, and we see jumps being camped. Oh, it's just so bad. Oh my goodness. Oh, and loser semis wins goes to Lucky Cat Joker with a 2-0 against Auntie. Oh my gosh.
A beautiful thing was happening for Auntie as they were finally getting their momentum set in their favor. They were finally being able to contest that lead. They were at the end of there, it was 22 and 24. They were 2 points away from being able to contest that lead. But in the backline, the flanking Stamper comes in and just ruins that for them and manages to clutch out that game for them, making this set to a 2-0 in favor for Lucky Cat Joker, unfortunately crushing Auntie's dreams there for a last minute victory on this game too.
That was heartbreaking to watch. I will say that was heartbreaking. As I was commentating it, I'm like, oh no, the Stamper's getting exactly what they want. The attention is being diverted from the tower. No, it's just like you just can't stop it when you see it, and it's unfortunate that that's how Auntie left. But I think they put up a really strong fight, really strong contenders, and they did pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, making it this far, you always got to be proud of yourself in one way or another. You know, it's not exactly, may not be the exact final ranking you were hoping for, but it is still, you still made it to like losers semi, so that's something to be proud of and just fuel for fire for you to help you perform on your next run through Squid Junction. But with that game being done relatively quick, I think anyways, we're probably gonna take a quick break, so don't go anywhere just yet. Use the restroom, get your food and snacks and waters. I'll be right back after this short break.
Hello and welcome back from that very, very short break. I hope you were able to do what you need to do because we're already back. My name is Nell, aka Nell Fire, and I am joined tonight with SPF Dark. Will you like to reintroduce yourself?
Hello, my name's Dark. We're here with after our very quick break to see exactly where Lucky Cat Joker is going to be ending up next, going up against Pollo, the winners, finals, losers that we saw earlier on the stream right before our block started. I'm very much excited for this match, actually. I know Pollo, from what I've seen anyways, they are a very formidable team, so seeing these two teams face off, especially with what we seen on our last set, I'm very excited.
Absolutely. I am excited to see Lucky Cat Joker and Pollo fight it out, duke it out. I want to see a chicken back on the field. It looks like we're doing the same maps, but it's probably not the same maps. We will probably see the correct maps eventually. But yeah.
I saw the same maps. I was like, surely they didn't pick the same exact maps that we saw. Well, we might be going back to the same maps we saw here, you know? I mean, there's only one way to find it out. The voices in our head can...
The maps are actually going to be Mincemeat Rainmaker 4 times. Yes, it's a best of 3, but they're doing it 4 times.
Mincemeat Rainmaker.
For the record, that was a joke, but...
No, I'm aware of that. I was going to ask, is that a map you don't like or have a personal vendetta against?
I mean, it's just not good. It's just not good. I'll be so for real.
Yeah.
But once again, that's my opinion. I feel like people will be in my comments being like, actually, Mincemeat is a good map. You're wrong. And I'm like, okay, understood.
Stand your ground. Fuel the drama. If you don't like Mincemeat Rainmaker, say it with your chest. I don't like Clam's Scorch Gorge. I hate that map. And it's not that even
That's
it's
a
like
hot
necessarily
take.
it's not that that's even necessarily a bad map. I think it's an alright map at best, right? I just played that map so many times on time playing this game that I am sick and tired of it, and I just it's literally personal, and that's it.
Oh, also chat, remember to gamble on which team you want to win. Which team
We
you
love
think you're gonna win.
gambling.
Gamble your channel points right now.
Let's go
You're losing time. There's like
gambling.
only a few seconds left for you to gamble your points. You have to gamble them all away now, or else you won't get them back ever.
You know what? How can I
That's
break
not
this?
true. That's a lie, but I think it's
How can I
fun
break
at
this?
least.
I'm breaking this vote, by the way. Do not look at the points
What
put
did you
in.
do? Did you
Do not
donate
look at
that
the points
many?
put in. Smile. I have these streams open up a lot when I'm casting at the same time. So
I'm
I
gonna
just
donate
farm
10
points.
coins. 10 points. I'm really the gambler.
Oh, the true gambler. You know, kids. Let's preface this by saying this is a
Don't gamble.
100%
Don't
joke.
gamble.
Do not gamble.
Do not gamble.
fall
We are not.
into
Dapple Productions does not endorse gambling
We do
whatsoever,
not.
unless it is regarding channel points, which are free currency that you get from watching the stream.
Yeah, do not put in your credit card information for any sort of chance to
Unless it's
potentially
in my
get-
DMs and you're sending me your credit card information, front, back, and your zip code, please. Thank you.
Like no matter, and this goes for all forms of gambling too, right? I know there's some of you out there who like your PNGs. Do not gamble for those PNGs. There's ways to earn those PNGs for free, and so do not gamble on any
So
way,
true.
shape, or form.
I need to take your advice. I'm a filthy gambler. Do put in your credit card info and sub to Dapple Productions. You will get awesome benefits such as emojis and ad-free viewing. And
or even gone.
no, I didn't really think that far.
I
didn't really think
or even if you do want to spend some of your hard-earned money, we do have a coffee set up here on Dapple Productions that you can donate that directly supports our little circle of production here. But enough blabbering. We're
Endless
here
plug.
for the main event. That is
Plug is done. Let's go back to the games. We are seeing Poyo versus I forgot their name. Lucky Cat Joker.
Yep, totally knew that, by the way. Did not wait for the screen to change. Anyways, both of these teams are already at it on mid here, trying to go over to see exactly who can get this first take on Robo Ramen zones. Eyeing Tracks coming out, Tactical is coming out. Boyo does get this first opening push here, but the first pick does go for in favor of Lucky Cat Joker. Going in deep, Boyo does get another pick here, but two are down for Lucky Cat Joker. I'm sorry, I'm getting my colors confused. Two are down for Boyo. Lucky Cat Joker now on the offensive here as they're pushing them back.
Poyo is getting collapsed upon right now, unfortunately, and Lucky Cat Joker is wasting no time taking the space that is given to them. As you can see, nobody really has dropped yet on the side of Poyo, aside from the sword. Well, now everybody is dropped, and specials are coming out. It's the commentator's curse. I started talking, and then something different happened. Now we see a bubble in mid. We see this is Poyo's time to flip the zone and get a penalty on the clock, and Goth Mommy with the beautiful stamp.
Yeah.
You know, anyways, they're painting the floor.
The game now. The game. We're here to commentate the game now.
They are striking zone, and the zone is flipped again in favor of Lucky Cat Joker. It is pretty even right now. As you can see, a beautiful pick on the jump. Beautiful jump camp. Two down on both sides. Ooh, but this splash is just getting a lot of value, and it's just so sad to see.
Yeah, I mean, for those who have played this game since day one, we all know the flashbacks we have of seeing a splash succeed, and I'll leave it at that, as Lucky Cat Joker is just on the hyper offensive here, keeping Foil out of their own spawn area where they should be safe and sound, but trying to farm up specials here. Foil's gonna use this opening to try and make a potential push here. The timer is ticking down, 30 points remaining as Lucky Cat Joker finally loses one player, and Foil comes in, manages to steal the zone away, and gives a heavy penalty to Lucky Cat Joker, as now they are once again fighting over the zone, trying to recontest it to potentially push Foil back, but it may not be enough here. Just back and forth flippage between these two teams, but two goals down for Foil, one down for Lucky Cat Joker. That is Lucky Cat Joker's current favor here.
It is a bloodbath in mid right now, and with one down on the side of Lucky Cat Joker, it is just kind of, we're just trying to find our footing, but it just seems like Poyo is stuck in an endless stagger. It feels like we have specials, but we don't want to use them until we have our entire team up, but we are not given the opportunity to have our entire team up because Lucky Cat Joker is just kind of eating them, like, you know?
I mean, yeah, for like a cat would eat pollo, you know.
They're
that
having
would make
pollo
sense.
for dinner, let's put it this way. But they do have control of mid right now, and they do get a beautiful pick with 2 up and I'm sorry, my brain is not working right now. I'm just thinking about ramen and pollo and zones.
I mean, yeah, chicken ramen does sound good right now, but no, we gotta make sure that we see
I'm locked in, I'm locked in.
to the end. As Pollo comes in for this zone, trying to hold on to it as long as they can. Inkstrike's coming out to push Lucky Cat Joker back, but it may not be enough. Their penalty points are almost good as gone at this point, but one does go down for Lucky Cat Joker. Pollo wanting to go in and get any more additional picks and potentially even get zoned here. Almost barely managed to take zone away from Lucky Cat Joker as they push out the remaining members of Lucky Cat Joker out with those ink strikes. Pollo with one player from Pollo, just not one player from Lucky Cat Joker just in the backline from Pollo, trying to see if they can make anything happen before eventually jumping out and regroup with the remainder of their team.
This is exactly what Pollo needs to possibly make a lead switch happen and get the game back in their favor. But unfortunately, all of the specials are coming out. They are just trying to contest it, but it's just a sheer prowess of specials. The zone is flipped back in Pollo's favor. I mean, excuse me, Lucky Cat Joker's favor. And it's just a back and forth and back and forth. And when I tell you that these swords are both trying to make things happen, they both are doing the slashes into their right elbow area, and it's just evil. It's just too many specials at all times, and my goodness, they are trying to just fight over zone. It's just a battle of the specials at this point.
Yeah, special usage with these two teams who are, I might want to say these are very similar team lineups, by the way. It's really going to come down to how you use your specials. And Pollo, one player going down, one player going for Lucky Cat Joker, but 3 down for Pollo might seal their fate here. Lucky Cat Joker has control of the zone, are currently in the lead. Pollo slowly trickling back one by one with no one being able to properly contest that zone. I believe that's the game as we see 2 kicking down at the last second.
Oh my gosh, that was an amazing play. I know that Stampers love that little corner area, and ugh, that was rough to watch. But the first game goes to Lucky Cat Joker. I will say that Pollo did put up a good fight. I'm curious to see the counts on strike usage that game, because I feel like there were strikes going on like every few seconds. I couldn't really call out the amount of strikes that were going on.
Yeah, there were a lot of strikes, and I know as a player of this game, I do not like how many strikes I saw in that game. But we'll see exactly what's going to be happening next. They could have just potentially completely switch up their weapon lineup here as we head into Clam Blitz on Barnacle and Dime. And I don't know how I feel about this map. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I mean, I think it's okay. I will say that it is very snowbally. Like, it's quite easy to get locked out if you are locked out. And I think with both of these teams, I think it's going to be easy for one team to kind of take the entire thing. It's either going to be back and forth, or just one big push, and I'm not too sure which one it's going to be. I mean, it is a kind of a larger map, so it does give a lot more room to play around, but because it's flat, we may see, you know, a pencil. We saw a pencil last game. We may see the Headit switch out to pencil just for extra range, extra security. As a Headit player myself, I do think that I personally feel kind of locked out a little bit because I can't reach a lot of places when you're on retake. So I may expect to see a little bit more range here. I don't expect to see the swords to change. I think the swords are going to stay the same. And once again, strike spam. I feel like people are going to move in with strikes, you know, just the usual game plan, unless somebody pulls something out of left field, and then we're all like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very hard to say exactly which way these two teams might want to swing things. It is open and flat, so range definitely could be the key here to try and abuse and try and use the most out of to keep your opponents in control. But there's
Mhm.
also just a good amount of like nooks and crannies just to hide and be around. So it's really gonna really dictate like what these two teams decide to bring here to really dictate how they want to play it out. And we see here, we do see a Luda blaster. But for those of you who don't know, I am a blaster enthusiast. I have always been in love with a blaster and any blaster, and I always have to see it come out by any means necessary.
It's very interesting to see that they're using the Zipcaster variant of the blaster. I'm not too sure if this is a strong Zipcaster map because there's not a lot of verticality, but you know what? I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. As you can see, they're just kind of sharking in mid right here, trying to get cool. They got cooler, and they're already trying to retake on the enemy's plat. Poyo is kind of just pulling out everything. They got the wipeout. This is a very early push for Poyo, and this is exactly what they need. Maybe the Luna Blaster was their key to success right here. As you can see, there are multiple different specials going out. Unfortunately, it's almost a reverse wipe, but with just the pencil being alive, this is Lucky Cat Joker's opportunity to retake the space that was taken from them.
I mean, with what Boyle did, that single push there, taking it all the way down to 56 points remaining, it's a very good opening push. And now 2 down for Lucky Cat Joker means once again they're adding another opportunity to get another good chunk of points with a wipeout as well. Even though they did have the tactical, they're going to be already trying to contest this next clam throw, already going in to throw those additional clams into the break barrier and extend that lead even further, take it down to 52 before 2 goes down from Boyo, making Lucky Cat Joker can just clean up the remaining members of Boyo and just wipe them out.
I'm not too sure what happened, but you know, Poyle is very quick at taking space this time. I feel like they are way more confident in the pushes that they're making. They're way more confident in what they're doing, and I can just see it. I feel like they can tell that the game is definitely in their favor. They just need to keep it up and keep it together. As we can see, we're close to Zuka here. I feel like they're going to be using it quite soon. Both teams have specials under their belt, and they are going to be using them to fight for plat. As you can see, it looks like Lucky Cat Joker has the control of that plat area, but with 2 down on Poyo's side, it seems like it's Lucky Cat Joker's opportunity to score here.
I think that was the luckiest escape I've ever seen in my career. Oh, narrowly avoiding that splash from the suction bomb means that Lucky Cat Joker is unfortunately having to deal with one more player still here, as they're now still stalled out here on these ramps, not being able to properly push through against Poyo. But with the pick from the dualies means that they've opened up Poyo wide open as they try to go and deposit those clams. But no, they do get one down. The power clam was dropped, unfortunately, and they weren't able to get any scored. And with the hammer coming out, it means that they can't get any scores anymore as Poyo maintains their stronghold.
Oh my gosh, that was a legendary fumble, unfortunately. Beautiful Zuka here. This may be an opportunity for them to still score somehow, but it's just the pencil up, and the pencil gets an insane pick, being able to cancel that score as quickly as possible, but they can't prevent it forever, as this is Lucky Cat's Joker opportunity to get points on the board, but they missed the ball again, and I know they're going to be throwing themselves at that ball trying to score it, but I think that they value their lives a little bit too much in order to do that. They have to step back and realize they have the power, they have the space, they can make another ball. This isn't their last opportunity to score. There's still point time on the clock. However, they're just kind of being eaten up right now.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous game for Lucky Cat Joker here. 3 down as Poyo finally is able to try and take a hold of mid. That's a delayed wipe as Poyo now goes in to hopefully stop Lucky Cat Joker from pushing past them. There's only 1 minute 20 seconds remaining. They don't necessarily need to try and attempt another push here. They can just stall them out and win the game like that. But they do have a power clam at the ready, so if they do ever get that point, the opening to try and push, and once again they are at the ready here as this Luna Blaster is Blaster Gaming managed to get one pick before the unfortunately getting picked in return. Now in 1-for-1 scenario for both of these two teams. Specials being used left and right. Poyo's gonna respect the specials being used and back up a little bit as Lucky Cat Joker is trying to force something, anything, especially with tactical online right now. Poyo pulls out their own tactical and is able to just keep this hold strong.
Oh, I would be sweating if I was Poyo right now. They could definitely hold this, but it just is going to take a lot, and I would not be comfortable with that lead personally. But considering that the clam economy is currently in Poyo's favor with 18 versus 6, I mean, it's just a mess right now as Lucky Cat Joker is trying to find their footing. They're trying to get a score on the board so that they can break even, but it just seems like they're running out of time. There's only 20 seconds left. They're just trying to farm specials right now to make something happen, but Poyo is also farming specials in defense. So it's just kind of like they're playing chicken right now. Poyo is playing chicken, and oh, 2 down on the side of Poyo. This is their opportunity to score and get into maybe an overtime.
We're now in overtime.
They got it to overtime, but Poyo has 2 balls, so they're able to keep the basket open, I think? I'm not sure. Oh, God.
Oh, man, with how overtime works, I think they barely met the criteria
They have
to be able to go to overtime.
And fast. They have to go fast and fast. Oh, that was so rough. I mean, like I said before, I was worried about that. That was exactly why I wouldn't feel safe with that lead, because it was just two power clams away. Oh, that was unfortunate.
That was so stressful, and I genuinely think from Lucky Cat Joker's side that was absolutely the right play for them there. It was a very the difference in lead wasn't that big, so they could definitely make it happen with 2 power clams. And waiting that entire time, farming specials, playing just a neutral stalemate game means that Poyo is slowly getting more and more nervous as things try to start to heat up as that timer ticks closer to 0. And man, that was so beautiful to watch, and unfortunate for Poyo as they are unfortunately knocked out of their losers brackets.
It was a lot. I will say I have to commend both teams, but I have to especially commend Lucky Cat Joker because they play a beautiful neutral game. They don't overextend. Well, if they do, they overextend safely to the extent where they won't be punished heavily for it. They just kind of wait, farm specials, allow the other team to go into them, and they just play very patiently, and it works. It's like they're definitely like a brick wall that is heading towards you at a rapid pace, and you just don't really know what to do to get past it.
Man, oh man, now as they're heading on to grand finals, we're going to see exactly what Lucky Cat Jokers has up against our previous winners finals here, as now we're going to be heading to a quick break as we gear up for that, so don't go anywhere just yet. Use the restroom, get your snacks, food, and water. We'll be right back after this break.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today! Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode What's in Between. I'm SPF Dark. I'm here with We're here with our grand finals match, close one versus Lucky Cat Joker. And as said, I'm very, very excited to see, especially given how the last few sets have been with Lucky Cat Joker.
Absolutely, this is going to be an unstoppable force versus an immovable object, if I do say so myself. Both teams fought tooth and nail to be here. One of them fought through loser's bracket, and I think, don't quote me on that. I don't have the Sendo page up. But otherwise, it looks like the maps today for this best of 5 grand finals are going to be nothing really outrageous. I've seen everything here. Get the flavor. Where's the flavor?
Yeah, where's the drama? I need more drama in this scene.
Where's the Lemuria hub? No, I'm kidding. But we're starting off with Zone's Mako Mart, which is a very classic map. I feel like it's a staple. You kind of have to know how to play this map. Unfortunately, I don't, which is why I'm not in finals of Paddling Pool. This is Squid Junction, not Paddling Pool.
Yeah, close enough. But yeah, as we're here waiting for this next set to what's it called go on, I do want to ask, like, are you? Me personally, I say Mako. People say Mako. Are you team Mako or are you team Mako?
See, whenever somebody asks me a question about the way I pronounce things, I change the pronunciation if I'm actively thinking about it. It's kind of like caramel versus caramel. Someone asks me how I pronounce it, and I'm like, I don't know, just catch me up the time when I say it. So, I say Mako Mart.
I mean,
I think I say Mako Mart.
I always say Mako Mart. I've never heard myself say Mako Mart. If I have seen if I ever do say Mako Mart, that is not me. That is a clone. That is not.
Apparently, the correct pronunciation is Mako.
Well, case closed. I'm right. No, do not send that. No. But we're here to talk about the game. That's what we're here for, right?
How do you pronounce caramel?
I don't know.
All right, well, okay, we have Splat Zones Grand Finals. We have Pouncil and Headed Nautilus double Splatling comp. I'm winning right now. Double Splatling comp on the side of Lucky Cat Joker. I am winning. Oh, the God is good. The world is beautiful. The grass is growing. I am so happy right now. Can you tell what my favorite weapon class is? 2 down on both sides. They're both fighting for mid. It's just a neutral game right now. Just fighting and fighting and fighting. And Lucky Cat Joker goes 2 down even though they have the zone. Now they no longer have the zone.
It's a funny thing that both teams instantly got a pick too, because I'm pretty sure they also instantly popped a tactical at the same time. But now Lucky Cat Joker looking to try at least contest the zone for a little bit longer to make sure that close one does not run away with a few extra points here. As now they maintain control here. Close one using their own extra to contest the zone, 1 point away from being able to swap the lead here. But Lucky Cat Joker is unfortunately not able to hold on long enough as this Octobrush goes in the backline, tries to get a pick, but gets picked in return. As now close one has the ground here. They just need to back away a little bit. As Lucky Cat Joker is unfortunate. It just keeps this ball rolling.
Absolutely. Wait, I just noticed there's an Octobrush in this match. I was too busy focusing on the Splatlings. Oh my gosh. All right, Lucky Cat Joker is about to get a zones flip unless they're able to paint this here. And it looks like they are going to get the zone flip and the lead swap, but they are swiftly losing control again as specials go out. Lucky Cat Joker wants to continue with this push. They want to make sure that the points go 2-0. But we see a flank from the Nautilus. We see Cooler coming out. They're trying to ride the momentum of 2 being down on close one. And so that's exactly what we're going to see. They're going to be coolered up and they're going to go in with this, but it seems like Close One is all kind of clumped up on top left, but they make some value out of it with 2 going down and a beautiful punish from the head. It's pretty neutral right now, but they're just trying to prevent a lead swap or a control swap, which they're unable to do, leading to a penalty.
And that right here, Lucky Cat Joker just struggling to maintain control and struggling to just be the ones in the proper position here as they go 3 down. Close One able to clean up mid and to clean up Lucky Cat Joker as now they're pushing up to be the ones to lock them out. Tactical around the line means they can go on this hyper offensive to try and make sure they get no breathing room to push up whatsoever. This decapitator coming up from the right side gets picked out immediately as Lucky Cat Joker is forced to back up and respect it a little bit. They do get 1 pick here, but Close One keeps the pick in return as now this lead is might swap here in just a few extra ticks, 1 for 1 for each side. Lucky Cat Joker down another player, meaning that they can't contest a lead, and Close One is now currently in the lead.
This is an amazing play from Close One. They are just going to try and wait at the top, their top right area, trying to catch people who drop, and they are able to catch somebody who does exactly what they want them to do. Wipe out from Lucky Cat Joker. I'm not too sure if they're able to come back in time to contest the zone because none of them were coolered up. They don't have their specials. They have 8 seconds left. They basically just have to throw themselves at the zone and hope for the best, but it is not going to work. Unfortunately, my dreams of a double Splatling comp winning is not going to be fruitful for this one, but hopefully for the next one, I will say maybe I hope we have 3 Splatlings on the team and maybe they'll win that one.
Surely, we all have our hopes and dreams and aspirations. Man.
What? How little my hopes and dreams. The first match goes to Close One.
Not to be too belittling, but there's a reason why you don't see double Splat League or anything
Okay.
one Splat League game run a lot.
But it would make me happy.
Hey, listen, if you know anyone from the enemy team or from Close One, tell them, hey, throw a game so we can get a double Splat League comp.
I don't think it's a throw pick. I think they just need to lock in harder. Okay?
Is that so? Is that what we're saying here?
Yes.
So you're telling, like, you got Joker.
Put me in. Literally.
I would like to see you exactly try and fight against Close One here as we head
I
up
think
to
I would
map
cry,
number 2.
actually. Don't do it. I'm in low level for a reason. I'm Div 5 for a reason. I'm Div Crive or whatever.
I mean,
but yeah, so next match is going to be Tower on Inkblot. Oh, how unique. I'm sorry, that was really mean.
I know, I'm with you there.
I have nothing against it, but we see it so frequently because it's a good map, but it is very lockout intensive, and so I kind of have a difficult time on this map. I'm not saying they will, but God, when people get into the bats and I can't get them out, it's just the most miserable thing as you watch the tower just creep closer and closer. I'm like, no, please.
Yeah, like, I've seen many people play this map so many times in my... Now, almost like how long has it been since Splatoon 2 got released? 6 years of playing this game. I want give me something new, give me something fresh here for once as we head into game number 2. Nothing new from that first team, and you do get your hopes and dreams here again. Hopefully they can go on the redemption arc and they get to run double Splat League once again.
Yippee! I firmly believe that they can make it work here as we see 2 dropping on the right side, just trying to get some quick aggression out from Lucky Cat Joker, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to be that fruitful. Oh God, please. Please, they must win for my Splatling dreams and hopes, and oh my God. But Close One is not allowing them to. Close One is just kind of continuing with this momentum. They are wasting no time, just kind of picking them off one by one, and it is showing that Pencil does still outclass some Splatlings.
It's such a fruitful thing because we're saying this exact same thing. It's a very lockout heavy map. Once you get the ball going, it's very hard to recover as they're already at that third checkpoint. 3 down from Lucky Cat Joker. Close One's there to contest it. Barely able to manage to stop the tower in time. 2 down for a Close One, but they're trying to fight for that final checkpoint. Unfortunately, going 3 down as Lucky Cat Joker finally gets some breathing room to try and take back this game, and that was all within the first minute of this game.
Oh my gosh, it's only 3 minutes and 50 seconds? That's crazy. But I will say, I can tell Lucky Cat Joker just took a sigh of relief. They're like, oh, thank goodness, we can move a little bit. We got this. We got our momentum. Because I will say that, like, retake is probably the most difficult part of this game.
Yeah.
Doing retake in a way that sets you up for a good push. Oh, we see an aggressive headed. I love it. I love it. Beautiful chef's kiss. Mwah. And we see a cooler going out on the side of Lucky Cat Joker, and they're able to just kind of pressure and pressure and pressure and pressure and walk forward and pressure. And I love it. That's what I want to see. I love Splatwings. Anyways, they are just not able to take the tower, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is a very hard thing to push past through. Lucky Cat Joker just doing everything in their power to potentially play off of these 1 or 2 picks that they're getting, but Close One just keeping their cards at hand. That pencil really is putting in a lot of the work, just keeping them at bay, keeping those tacticals coming out one after the other after the other. They do get Rain coming in to try and create some space, and they do manage to get through that first checkpoint, but now things are starting to gear up for them as Lucky Cat Joker are finally able to get a small amount of momentum going. They're breaking through paths. They're at that second checkpoint already. 2 down from each side, but 3 down from Close Ones mean that Lucky Cat Joker can get the second checkpoint without any difficulties, and running out to that third one. This could be the flip that we see here for lead as they have the crab take on Bats. This is not looking good for Close One as Lucky Cat Joker keeps his gas pedal pressed down as we see the Octopus coming in to try and potentially get 1 pick. They do get 1 pick before getting trade out. It's a bloodbath here for this tower.
They are just, Close One is in an endless stagger, I feel like. They just keep kind of, they're playing together, but not as together as they should be. And it's just like, oh no, they're all clumped up in Bats, and they're going to get collapsed on in Bats, and that's exactly what happened as Lucky Cat Joker is able to take their tower, and only the pencil is up, able to contest this lead swap, and the lead is going to swap, and unless they are able to get something happening, but there's still a crab in Bats, that's all that they can focus on. They're just like, we need to kill the last person. Please make sure no jumps. And now they kind of have to lock in again. They were sitting pretty for the entirety of the match, but now they're like, okay, we need to activate our brain cells again. We have to retake. You know, I'm not saying they weren't using their brain cells. They absolutely were. Yeah, I was more thinking about myself.
Yeah, I mean, with a game like this, it's definitely no wonder how some people get their brain fried by playing this game. Because matches like these, you really have to be at your absolute best. And now the pressure is going to start stacking for Close One as Lucky Cat Joker is wanting to try and keep a hold of their lead as best they can. But 1 minute remaining. Now Close One's going to be trying to recontest that lead once again. They don't have those checkpoints to stall at, so they're going to be heading straight for that third checkpoint without any contested 1-for-1 trade from both sides happening back and forth. Izuka is used to try to zone them out, but Close One's playing smart. They're playing it slow and steady here and trying to just respect some of the space being used. But now Tactical Order Online means that they can go on the offensive here without too much repercussions here as they do get this dualies here on Bats. They have Bats control without too many issues, and with the ink strikes, they're going to be trying to flush out Lucky Cat Joker as best they can, but they have their own Tactical Order now as this tower is slowly getting closer to that third checkpoint.
But they don't realize there's a flank. There's a Nautilus flanking right now. Oh, but nobody's on the tower. Nobody's able to get points. Oh my gosh, I am at the edge of my seat right now. You have no idea. I feel like they just need to play together. They need to keep their numbers up, but it's just, oh no, everybody keeps going down one by one, and I think that's gotta be it. That's gotta be it, because there was a wipeout. Oh, that's so unfortunate. It was just so close. It was so close, and I really have to commend Close One for having such a close one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, but they were so close, and they locked in immediately. They're like, oh, we have to win now. And then they're like, okay, then let's roll it back. Let's run it back. They absolutely run it back. It seems like they had no issue taking the tower all the way back to like 15.
Yeah,
That's commendable.
Staying true to their name, they've definitely made that a really close one. Both these two teams managed to get to the third checkpoint, which I want to say that both teams getting to third checkpoint at the very least is not a very common scenario. Once you hit that third checkpoint, that's pretty much where I tend to call the game called there, because hitting that third checkpoint first typically means that you're set up to just be able to ride out the remainder of this game without too much contest. But the fact that Joker was able to bring that tower on their side to the third checkpoint and take lead on top of that as well is, man, I'm really excited to see exactly how they're going to be duking out here on Rainmaker Undertow Spillway.
This is such a fun, they're so fun to watch play the game. It's just so entertaining. I feel like there's no wasted time. You know what I mean? Like there's no like, oh, I'm gonna think about it. It's like we're just gonna do it. We're gonna go do it now. I mean, my experience in lower level team play is that you kind of just have to wait for a perfect opportunity, but it feels like these teams are making these opportunities. And it's really fun to watch. So Undertow Rainmaker, I can sense some shenanigans that are gonna go on. I can feel that shenanigans are gonna go on. I'm not too sure what, but something's cooking, and I don't know. I don't like what it is.
Yeah, I mean, with both these two teams taking a game off of one game off of the other, this could be your position to try something new, to pull out something to throw your enemy team off, and not exactly a huge drastic change. They do pull out the Stamper instead of another. I'm pretty sure the Stamper was new anyways. My brain fried, brain too slow.
Yeah,
but...
no, they're no longer 2 Splatlings. There's a Stamper. But yeah, so Kyo swapped back to Stamper. He was on Nautilus earlier. We see just the neutral game right here. This map is kind of iconic for having a very long neutral game. If you make it a long neutral game, somebody has to take the first step and just be like, okay, I'm going left now. I kind of have to go left. But then boom, somebody dies on right, and you just kind of have to divert your attention. And I feel like with this map, you can't really have a solid plan because plans change so frequently. You know exactly what you want to do. You know you want to defend your checkpoint, but you just can't when someone distracts you, you know? And so Close One is going to be able to break the first checkpoint, but unfortunately 2 go down. But the Pencil is able to get a really good pick and an unfortunate fall off the map when they had Cooler ready. That is so unfortunate. And don't worry, we got all of that on stream. Everybody saw it.
I think what happened there is right as the Rainmaker was popping, it got so big that it pushed them off the map, and unfortunately, I think it cost them this push here as Lucky Cat Joker is already contesting that checkpoint on their side. They managed to drop it, unfortunately, but Close One is just really playing with fire here as Lucky Cat Joker is just trying to keep this game under their control as long as they can.
Absolutely, but it seems like Close One is preventing them from getting the check the best they can. I would probably watch my back in the event that there's a flank, but I'm not too sure if there is. I'm pretty sure that they're sitting pretty right now, just kind of preventing that and allowing the Rainmaker to reset, which is what they're able to do. And the Zipcaster is allowing the freedom of movement to kind of get this dualies off of their snipe area, because that is a very out-of-the-way area to be, and I just know that nobody really wants to be there. It's kind of like a dead-end zone because everybody wants to play left. Sorry, I'm yapping about the game a little bit too much, but yeah, it's 1 down, 2 down, 1 down. It's still just a very neutral game once again. They're kind of just playing chicken with each other.
Yeah, this game definitely could go either way. I mean, there's only a 2-point differential between both of them, with the 1 point literally being checkpoint. So it's gonna come down to how this next half of the game comes down. 2 down for Closer means Lucky Cat Joker can try potentially break through that second checkpoint, but the flanking Octobrush gets a 3-for-1 special as they stop any momentum built up by Close One, and now Lucky Cat Joker is being sent back to spawn as they get the Rainmaker once again.
Yeah, if I was Close One, I would try and get as many points as I possibly can, but unfortunately, it's just not in the cards right now as 3 go down, and now they're suddenly in a defensive state. They have to defend now, but it seems like all of their teammates are just respawning, so they really have to just kind of lock in and prepare for the push that is inevitably going to happen. It looks like they're looking towards the right check. I'm not really sure which check they're going to go for. I feel like they're looking right but going left, and they're just trying to, I don't know how they survived any of that, but with beautiful aim from the Pencil player, they were able to finish off that player, and now it is still pretty neutral. It's just still a neutral game. It's anybody's game, but I will say that Lucky Cat Joker still has to break through the check.
Yeah, the longer this game continues to be a neck-and-neck race here, the more that pressure's gonna stack. Someone's gonna break eventually, and it might be Close One that broke here as 2 are down. Lucky Cat Joker has a Rainmaker and the way path forward, but the Igzuka shuts them down. It stalls out their game plan, at least for a little bit, as they are unfortunately able to pick up the Rainmaker. No, they missed it! That miss cost them that checkpoint! As the brush comes in, it cleans up Lucky Cat Joker, the 3 down, and that's a delayed wipeout as they saved himself from that game. Oh no!
Dude, Brush Brush is goated. Brush is awesome. That is crazy. Just its ability to kind of pressure ledges and do fall-off damage and also flank and also do literally everything. It's so cool. And I am really happy to see it in high-level play like this because of those types of moments. I think that's really awesome. And so we see the Zipcaster, and it's just everybody has to close their game plan. They're like, okay, my game plan is different now. I have to defend myself, and they just go down. And you can tell it's throwing Lucky Cat Joker off of their game a little bit, and it's really interesting to see. And so it's still the neutral game. They still haven't broken through the other checkpoint. It's just like, well, like I said, unstoppable force versus an immovable object. And with 10 seconds left, Lucky Cat Joker really has to kind of just go forward and push and take the Rainmaker and breakthrough check.
Now we'll be hitting into overtime. There's gonna be 50 seconds of overtime this time around because of how this game mode works. It's gonna go off of the Rainmaker current timer remaining, and with it just being picked up as overtime is called, that's gonna be a full 50 seconds here. But they gotta make sure they can at least get that first checkpoint, and they do get that first checkpoint. But the real question is, can they pop it and move it an inch forward? Close one goes and claps on Lucky Cat Joker and cleans them up, and they're able to pop it, pick it up, making this game 3.
That is crazy, dude. That is crazy. That entire game was like a stalemate. It was a stalemate the entire time. Like, favor would be in either team, but nobody would make anything happen from it. It's actually crazy. That was great to watch, and I really liked the Brush gameplay. Like we said in chat, it's a big day for the Brush mains, and I know the people that are in Kyo's court are kind of sweating right now, but that's just what I'm seeing in the chat. So but this could be match point if Close One is able to take the next game, which is going to be Zone's Hagglefish.
This is match point. If Close One takes this next game, they will be crowned your victors for Squid Junction 88. Lucky Cat Joker has a bit of a mountain to climb here because not only did they have to win the next 2 games without any too many issues to get the momentum going, they still got to go through an entire bracket reset. So Close One, they can relax a little bit. They don't have too much to worry about here heading to this next game. Hagglefish marked his flat zone. But man, oh man, that's gotta suck for Lucky Cat Joker. You were so close to picking up that Rainmaker and at least taking that checkpoint there, potentially even taking the lead there, but you miss it by a few frames. You didn't pick up the Rainmaker fast enough, and they're just costing you that. That's gonna lead to a sting, and I'm curious if that's gonna affect any of how they're gonna be playing here in this game number 4.
I mean, I definitely think there are going to be fewer shenanigans on this map. I think everybody's just kind of gonna lock in. Like, I'm thinking of a meme in my head, but I can't really say it out loud because I can't describe it like with my words. But it's kind of like you just lock in. You go from like baby face to really angled, chiseled face. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Anyways, so we're getting into the game. We see the Nautilus come back out, which is kind of an interesting pick because I don't think they were lucky on Nautilus, but I think this is just their game plan for this map.
Yeah, I think at this point it would probably Lucky Cat Joker wants is just something that they probably might be more comfortable with, and maybe it's the knot that they're more comfortable with for this specific team they're going up against. But now both these teams are playing it out on the zones here, see who can get that first zone flip, and with Lucky Cat Joker using Ink Strikes, it might go for them as Close One is forced back and respected. But no, 2 go down from Lucky Cat Joker. It means Close One can just come in and clean up, take zone, and just push Lucky Cat Joker and just shove Lucky Cat Joker back.
It is still a pretty big stalemate right now. I know that we had a little bit of a lead swap, but it just seems like we're still fighting in mid, which is exactly what we're doing. But Lucky Cat Joker does have control right now. They are able to push up. They are able to get a good pick. They are able to have Rain and Cooler out, and this gives them the opportunity to move forward. But I don't think they're going to move forward too quickly. I think they're going to just let the other team run into them, which is exactly what they're doing. As 2 go down, they're going to try and contest the zone the best they can, but because it's just a Nautilus and a Headit, they can't really contest the zone too much right now, so they're going to have to flip at a penalty, unfortunately, but don't worry, they're back and they got the penalty ticking down already.
Oh but that's an unfortunate waste of Crab as they are unfortunately picked off right as it went off, and now Close One coming in trying to clean up Lucky Cat Joker as best they can. 2 goes down for Close One, means that they're unfortunately failed in that endeavor as Lucky Cat Joker comes in with the tactical ready to just hold their ground once again. They currently at the lead. They have a bit of penalty points to still go through, but this could still be a very momentous swing for them if they can keep this going here. But 1-for-1 trade and the Ingtrex comes in, means Close One is able to retake this zone once again.
I absolutely agree with you, and I just want to say welcome Raiders from Booyah Bay Splatoon Tourney. Thank you so much for the raid, and if you are just now tuning in, welcome. We are Squid Junction 88. This is the grand finals. Close One versus Lucky Cat Joker. Close One is up 2. Lucky Cat Joker is up 1. And so currently, we see Lucky Cat Joker in the lead right now, trying to break down their penalty. It's very stalemate-y game so far. We're trying to see Cooler out, we're trying to see specials, and both teams are just kind of wary of each other a little bit, and we see a flank from the Nautilus getting a lot of value, getting the rain out. It is allowing their team to push in, but unfortunately there's just another flank. There's a contesting flank. Not the pencil.
The counter flank from the flank has got to be one of the best things I've seen in this game so far. As Close One's now going to be putting themselves in a position to lock Lucky Cat Joker out, but it is a 1-for-1 trade here from both sides. Tactical online from both ends means that both can go on the offensive without too many repercussions. Crab Tank being popping in to try and create some space, make Close One back up a little bit as best they can, and especially with another pick from their end means that they're forced to respect the range gained from that, but they do lose lead, and unfortunately in that mess, and now Lucky Cat Joker with 1 player down cannot potentially get this zone as there's just too many players from Close One still up, but no, they managed to hold on strong and they stalemate and fight for this zone control as best they can. That painting power from both sides is too even before someone has to finally refill the ink, and Close One's forced to back up just a little bit as both teams are regrouping properly here now.
Absolutely. We see that the brush is tagged, which is unfortunate for them. I think that sharking around is kind of one of their game plans. That's probably why they picked Nautilus. They want to know where the brush is. And so with the lead currently in Close One's favor, I feel like Lucky Cat Joker can't really sit nicely. They have to play patiently. They have to play safely. They can't take risky plays right now. But it seems like with 2 down on the side of Close One, they are able to get some value. And it's just a bloodbath. It's just everybody's getting picked off left and right and left and right. And they are contesting the zone's flip. And oh my gosh, they were able to flip the zone and get a penalty.
This game can still be anyone's game. No, there's only a 2-point differential between these two teams, but there's only 40 seconds remaining here in this game. Both these two teams have to be very, very careful as what plays they make and which plays they fail against, because any plays that fail could very well mean the end to this game. As 2 are down, we're down for Close One. Lucky Cat Joker want to come in. That's not what you want to see here in these final 30 seconds. Jumping off means that Lucky Cat Joker is able to push up and probably keep Close One out as they take the lead. There's only 20 seconds remaining, and they have specials at the ready. Crab Tank is gonna be used first to try and flush them out as long as they can. And now with Ingtrex from the splash means that they have the tools to just contest the zone. And I don't think there's anything in Close One's tools to try and break through this. They could potentially contest the zone here, but the painting power is too much as Lucky Cat Joker steals away this game.
And we're going to a game 5, everybody. Oh my gosh. Ugh, I was sweating that entire time. I was like, oh my gosh. I don't even know where to look. There's so much happening. But I will say, like I was saying earlier, Lucky Cat Joker's kind of prowess is their patience. They are able to play patiently when they need to. They did not overextend, but still they are able to punish people who come into their line of sight. I really liked seeing Nautilus. That's not just me glazing Splatlings, even though I've been glazing Splatlings all night. I will say that I think it was a good pick to counter the brush because the brush was kind of wreaking havoc. I could tell that they have a difficult time with the brush, so they're like, all right, let's pull out the Nautilus. But oh my gosh, it's literally back and forth, 2-2. And the last match is going to be Rainmaker, Scorch Gorge. It may be a bracket reset if Lucky Cat Joker is able to take the last game.
Yeah, if Lucky Cat Joker wants to take this set and go into a bracket reset, they have to win this game here. Close one, they still have a lot of breathing room here, but they definitely don't want to give Lucky Cat Joker to potentially sweep this game away in a bracket reset. And by all things considered, if patterns are to go off of anything, Close one is slated to win this, but as you just mentioned earlier, Lucky Cat Joker's biggest strength is their patience. They can be so patient going up against these teams that it can really just sort of just put the pressure on Close one without actively like being up there in their face, because time is ticking. You something's got to happen, or else you just lose the game by just out of stall. So you end up forcing Close one to make a move that they may not be ready to make yet, and Lucky Cat Joker will be there to punish it instantly. And with it being Rainmaker Scorch Gorge, that the thing to look out here is that ramp on both sides. Those ramps are such an important thing to control, and with how patient Lucky Cat Joker is, they can definitely ride out any aggression from Close one if they can hold those ramps very well.
I completely agree. You also have to watch for flanks in the middle on the Greats area, and this is the grand finals, a tiebreaker, a match point, whatever you want to call it. May possibly be the final game of the tournament unless one of the teams is able to lock in and force a bracket reset. We aren't seeing any changes. We are seeing a gal. I'm not too sure if we saw the gal in the last match, but we are still seeing the double splatling from Lucky Cat Joker, and I have been glazing double splatlings all night. You do not want to prove me wrong. Do not prove me wrong, guys. We want to see them win. Currently, it is... I'm very neutral, by the way. I'm neutral in who wins. We are seeing a very neutral game right now. People are just getting specials out, trying to get picks. With 3 down suddenly, I don't even know what happened. I didn't see what was happening, but somebody needs to grab the Rainmaker and run it and take advantage of this advantage.
Oh, but they didn't get the dunk. They were stopped frames before that dunk actually went through, meaning Lucky Cat Joker still has a chance to just stop the Close one from really truly taking over this ramp here. They're gonna play this slow and steady game here. 1 down from Lucky Cat Joker means that Close one can just potentially push it through, but no, there is rain on the zone here, and they stop the dunk once again. 2 down for Close one means that Lucky Cat Joker has the advantage here to fully flush Close one out, especially with Tactical at the ready. But it looks like they're just trying to let that Rainmaker reset as they just take whatever space they can and slowly push Close one back further bit by bit, especially with Ink being used here. And now Close one has their own Tactical at the ready, but it may not be the right time to pop it here as Lucky Cat Joker is just waiting for that Tactical out for Close one.
I feel like everybody is afraid of the Nautilus right now. Everybody is just kind of like seeing them and then avoiding, seeing them and then avoiding. It just feels like nobody's able to contest that, and that's exactly what they are trying to do. They're trying to avoid that. And with, oh gosh, the jump camp from the side of, oh my gosh, from the side of Lucky Cat Joker. The Dualies player on Lucky Cat Joker is getting a ton of value right now, just trying to take very aggressive positions and punish Close one for even just breathing in their base. With the Crab just trying to really punish and trying to really go for a knockout. But they just weren't patient enough, and so it's not looking good right now unless they're able to move this Rainmaker out of their base.
Yeah, pressure's definitely stacking for Close one right now. Lucky Cat Joker wants to get this game done so they go onto the bracket reset proper, going in to try and run the Rainmaker a little bit more to get those extra points, which could very well be the big difference here in this game if Close one does come in with a heavy hit in return. The Crab Take does come out to just stall Close one out as long as they can. Lucky Cat Joker just playing the waiting game here. 2 minutes 30 seconds remaining. We're halfway through this game. The Rainmaker is reset, meaning someone has to go back and just watch that Rainmaker in case of a potential back cap here. But in that chaos, Lucky Cat Joker does lose 1 player, 2 players down from both sides, but they have their Rainmaker in their hand once again. But without any backup, this could be a very dangerous situation for them with a heavy edit and watching their back. It's a very dangerous game right now.
Absolutely. We see the Brush trying to make something happen. They're trying to do what they can with the zip, and they're just waiting for their team to come back. I will say that I think Close one is strongest when they are playing together. And this is exactly what we're seeing right now. I do think that the game is still able to be won by Close one. They just need to kind of lock in and watch the flank and really punish people when they rush in, because the Dualies likes to rush in on them and just collapse. We just need somebody moving people. We need somebody watching our backs. And there it is. The Dualies is gonna rush in and just absolutely grab off of the map. And I think that was their game plan. They have nothing left to lose. They're fine.
I was
Yeah.
gonna mention that that Lucky Cat Joker did a phenomenal job using those ink shards to actually hide the duelies from approaching, doing something very smart to only end up with that same duelies falling off the map in crab tape. You can't get it. You can't make this up. It's only here in this game where you get something like that happening. And man, oh man, close one trying to force themselves through, but for having to respect the specials being used from Lucky Cat Joker means that in this final minute, Lucky Cat Joker is gonna have the Rainmaker, is gonna have the advantage here to try and push and break through close one. As they do, unfortunately, lose one player, and that Rainmaker not in a good spot, meaning that close one could potentially try and run away with this game if they play their cards right.
Absolutely, they purposefully put the Rainmaker in a very inopportune spot for close one, just so that it buys them a little bit more time. But if they are not able to kind of get the frontline aggression, the frontline wall that we really need them to set up, they are not able to push this any farther. Let's see if somebody's able to run in through strikes, but the brush is down. The brush is very important for their comp. The brush is exactly like what they need, but it just seems like nobody's on the same pace as each other, unfortunately. With 15 seconds left, they really need to have a miracle in order to push this, and I just don't know how they're going to be able to do this unless they're able to really lock in on their specials, but it just seems like people just keep getting picked off one after one after one, but the game is not over until it's over, and as we can see, they're finally all playing together, but all we need to do is get a pick on the Rainmaker, and is the Rainmaker able to live? They are, but it is just the dualies that continues to just rush them down. I feel like the Rainmaker definitely needs like a bodyguard at this point, but we are being forced into a bracket reset.
Man, oh man, taking us to a bracket reset. Now this is where things start really to get sweaty here. For now, close one, they won a game. They won 2 games off of a Lucky Cat Joker, but Lucky Cat Joker showed that they can beat close one back to back and force them in this scenario. So now things are going to be looking very heated here for this next few games. It's just, what a set this has been so far. These two teams are just been at each other's throats for the majority of these games, and it's really, once again, comes down to just the patience that Lucky Cat Joker does have, you know? They forced their hand at the very end there, because I'm not sure if you noticed this, but Lucky Cat Joker didn't really go on the offensive once the 10-second timer started ticking down, simply because once overtime hits, it was gonna go off of the whatever time the Rainmaker had left, and because the Rainmaker only had 10 seconds left once that overtime hit, there was only going to be 10 seconds of overtime. So once overtime hit, they were able to actually go on the offensive, really rattle them up by actually just like rushing in and get the picks that they need and just create the space they need to actually just shut them down before any other things can happen.
Yeah, I think it was really well played from Lucky Cat Joker that entire game. I will say that close one, they kind of had their attention diverted a little bit. They kept having to deal with flanks. They kept having to deal with other things to the extent where they were just forced to be picked off one by one. It's really unfortunate, but I think that I want to see what they may do differently, if they are going to do anything differently in this bracket reset. Maybe they'll play a little bit more together. Maybe they're going to play maps that they know they're really good at. I'm really curious to see. I want to see the Octobrush continue to be out because I do think it's kind of a stabilizing factor in their team.
Yeah, that brush really does do a lot of work here, but I think Lucky Cat Joker has been very aware and very cognizant about where the brush is, what's been going on with the brush, and being at the ready to counter whenever close one sends their brush in to just dive them in. It may have worked the first 3 games, maybe not in game 2 specifically, but with game 1 and game 3 especially, it may have worked very well here. But we've seen here at the later half of this set that Lucky Cat Joker became really aware of like how to like play around that brush, and even though it remains a very like high driving force for close one and their comp, I don't think you can really afford to bring it as often anymore. You're going to this bracket reset.
Oh yeah, I mean, as you play more and more, you kind of learn what the enemy does. You learn how to deal with them better. You learn what they do. You learn about how they tick. Like even just watching the matches, I could predict what the dualies player was going to try and do. And so in my head, I was like, okay, if I was close one, I would need my team to watch my back a lot. I would need to be not babysat as the Rainmaker, but I would need somebody to watch every single entry point that could possibly mean a dually could come and kill me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just that type of thing where you need to figure out like, okay, why did we lose that one? What was I struggling with? And then pick something or do something differently to combat that so that we don't just keep slamming our heads against a wall. And that's exactly what Lucky Cat Joker did with pulling out the Nautilus, in my opinion. I think that they knew that there was a brush on the other team. So they're like, okay, bye.
Yeah, those points are good enemy spot and shoot them kind of way to just deal with the Doctor Brush here. But now we see our new and improved map lined up here for our bracket reset. Starting things off with Zones Mahi Mahi heading into Tower Control Hagglefish Market with Rainmaker, Museum del Fontino, and Clam Blitz, Barnacle, and Dime. Can finish things off Splat Zones. I forget the temple name. I'm gonna keep it up.
Umami Ruins.
Umami Ruins, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I've been forgetting words all night. But I will say, starting it off on Mahi Mahi, I'm not too sure who picked that, but I will say it is in favor of Lucky Cat Joker, in my opinion. Just because I play Splatlings, and Splatlings are really fun on this map. They're fun and they're good, mostly because it's kind of a shorter map. You have shorter range, you have more mobility. You don't need to overcompensate with a pencil here. It's a bit too long, you know what I mean? Like, we can just have Splatlings. Okay, don't take that out of context, I'm commentating. Be an adult.
Listen, we had a brief conversation in between.
Okay.
So you know exactly.
You're 12 years old. I'm just.
And so are you. Anyway.
Okay. Anyways, Mahi Mahi Zones. I like the map. Smiles really big and gives a thumbs up.
I also really like the map. I hate playing the map, but I love casting the map because it's so entertaining to see how other people play this map. One thing I've noticed in my time playing this map casting this map is the fact that usually whoever gets the first zone flip kind of is able to ride it out until the water level drops, so that most of the time anyways means that those first 40 points are free for you and your team until that water level drops and the map really opens up, and then the real game starts. So I think
so remember to gamble. Remember to gamble.
I think this is gonna be a fight to who can get that first zone pick, and not like zone flip, but like solid zone flip, you know. And I'm very eager to see that as we see both these two teams actually stick with what they've been running.
Yeah, I mean, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. They just need to kind of adapt their play style. And I will say, remember to gamble your channel points on who you think will win, because the prediction is going to end soon. We do not endorse real gambling. We only endorse the gambling on Dapple Productions. Anyways, so we see it's just a stalemate right here. We see just both teams trying to get a lot of paint on the ground. There's a lot more yellow paint on the ground, and so Lucky Cat Joker is the one in control currently, and they are ooh. That's the deal with Mahi. It is very small, so you are able to catch your opponents out clumped up frequently, and so that's exactly what we're trying to look for. That rain is going to be miserable to deal with for close one. It's just, oh my goodness, the dualies is doing the dually thing again. What did I say about the dualies?
Yeah, these dualies definitely are a pain in close ones inside, and if they don't adjust really rapidly in this game or in the next game, they're gonna be losing this. They're gonna be losing this set out to Lucky Cat Joker. And as I mentioned before, Lucky Cat Joker did get the first stronghold on zone, and they were able to ride this out to the 60-point mark with the water level drop. And now the map is wide open. But Lucky Cat, how did you escape? How did you escape? That's not fair. I played this game and that never happens to me. That's not
fair. They weren't even cleared. How did they do that? That's kind of crazy. Anyways. We see a wipeout from Lucky Cat Joker. This gives Close One the opportunity to get paint on the ground and to push up. That's it.
I'm still recovering from that. Oh man, no, a wipeout.
We're losing our sanity over at Dapple Productions over here, as you can probably tell. It's a bracket reset. We do whatever we want here, but ooh.
Oh,
I don't even have words for that one. I'm just like, that was really tough. If you were not watching the screen, if you were busy doing your homework or were opening another tab, the two specials popped and then both immediately got canceled with a kill, unfortunately. But it's not gonna prevent the lead swap. So they are still trying to get paint on the ground and get a penalty, but they really need to paint the zone right now, or else okay, there we go.
Oh no, I think that's gonna be a lead swap for close one as they're now in the lead. Lucky Cat Joker is gonna lose this game out if they don't try something here now. The zone does come in and contest the zone, but is it gonna be enough? They need a little bit more, but close one's not letting it go, and they managed to stay and win this game under their noses. That's so unfortunate.
I'm still kind of reeling about that jump out. How'd they do that? Can I get the build? Can I get the build?
What was that game? What was that game?
That was fun. I really like Mahi. I think it's fun. It's like fun in a silly way where it's like, okay, it's a silly map, let's have fun.
That Lucky Cat Joker had a strong opening, taking it all the way down to 18 points remaining off of what was pretty much relatively a single push. A close one flipped the table to Lucky Cat Joker, played the patient game, and managed to just squeeze out this victory at the very end, taking it, especially at the end with that just close contest with the zone. That, oh my, what was that game?
I feel like it's a bracket reset. They are going to be fighting tooth and nail, and I definitely think that close one is going to be trying to prove why they are seed 1 in the tournament. So they are going to be pulling out all the stops. They're going to be doing their best to make the win theirs. So the next game, I'm just gonna refresh my mind. I'm gonna cleanse my brain with like a little moist towelette and, you know, go on to the next game because we are in grand finals, tower control, Hagglefish. And we don't see any, is that the Zipcaster bucket or am I silly? No, it's normal bucket. Okay, yeah, cool. I was about to get really excited, but now I'm bored. No, I'm kidding. Once again, we're starting out. No changes. We're still just kind of shoving what we know works. We're doing with what we know works. It's basically an unstoppable force versus an immovable object at this point. Both teams are pretty evenly balanced. It's just figuring out who can outplay the other one. And right now, it seems like Lucky Cat Joker is outplaying Close One. And to get like a few points on the board, but it's not enough to have a stable lead right now.
Yeah, this is still very early in the game. 3 does go down for Lucky Cat Joker, meaning Close One can be able to try and push this up as best they can. But we're going to see if they can convert this into anything meaningful, as Crab Take is used by Lucky Cat Joker here in mid to slow Close One down. 1-for-1 picks from both sides, meaning that there's not going to be too much happening right now. Interest being used on the right side to try, I think, to potentially zone out someone, but I couldn't see anyone, so I don't know if that was worth it entirely. But no, 2 down for Close One. Interest being used on the tower to try and slow down from a little bit, but Tactical is online for Lucky Cat Joker, and I saw that coming. How did you run into that?
I didn't see that coming. I would have run into that. One thing about me is that I run into bombs frequently. And so we see the flanking Nautilus once again, but they are caught out. They are just kind of caught and taken, and oh my goodness, there are 2 down on the side of Lucky Cat Joker, and this gives Close One the opportunity to push up. We are halfway to Cooler, though. Now we're not. Sorry, Headed's a little bit different than Pencils. Did the dualies just fall off the map again?
I think so.
Or did they glitch in the... Oh, there's a little bit of lag going on, but don't worry, we proceed. It's not over until someone disconnects.
I thought they were going to be the ones to disconnect, but no, they were just sharking.
No, we're fine. There was just a little bit of Nintendo moments happening.
Yeah, but now this is the very dangerous scenario for Lucky Cat Joker's Close One past that second checkpoint, heading to that final checkpoint, and this is really where the path of no return really is with this tower. As once you get there, it's very hard to come back from. But 2 down for Close One, meaning that Lucky Cat Joker is able to manage to recover this, but they're not done yet. Close One's not wanting to let this push go as they keep the momentum going. 2 down once again for Lucky Cat Joker, meaning that Close One has the opportunity to try and come in with the flake. The Outrush does get 1 pick before backing up. 2 down for Lucky Cat Joker means that they're at the player disadvantage here with the Zipcaster coming in on the backline, means that they're going to be scattered, forced to scatter. On top of with the Izuka means that this game's going to go to Close One. Back-to-back victories.
Beautiful play from the Brush. I will say that I was expecting them, if it were me, and you know, it's not me. If it were me, I would have been like, okay, we need to back up now. But no, they just... the Brush was like, I'm in a really good place. Let me stay in this place. And nobody could get them out. And that's exactly why they won, because nobody could get them out. And that's so important that I think we need to remind ourselves when we play the game that it's not always about numbers. It is most of the time about numbers, but also if you're in a very good spot and you trust your instincts, I mean, do what you can. But yeah, it's not looking good for Lucky Cat Joker. They are not allowing this bracket reset to move any further. Close One just needs one more game in order to make this entire tournament theirs.
Yeah, match point for Close One. Lucky Cat Joker definitely has to go through a little bit of a mental reset here if they want to win this side out. This is where pressure is at an all-time high now. Lucky Cat Joker is literally only a handful of mistakes in their next game away from being knocked out of that first place victory podium. Being forced to accept second place here against Close One, who up until these last two games, Lucky Cat Joker, I felt like they had a pretty good handle on going up against it, but now it seems that everything just got pretty much reset at the top of this new bracket, and now we're sitting Close One sitting at a better position here on game 3 than they did during their last set, and now on Rainmaker Museum Delfonsino, I'm very much intrigued if Lucky Cat Joker might want to try and do anything drastic to change up their weapon comp, or if they think that what they've been running so far is what they're good at and it's going to be good enough to win this game here.
One change that I may think happened is that we saw Kyo on Stamper. I may see that happening again. Let's see if I'm psychic or not. Give 1 second. Let me see if I'm psychic.
Uh-huh.
Let me see if I'm psychic.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm really bad actually.
In fact, you lost a Splat League.
In fact, we lost a Splatling. A fallen soldier has gone to heaven. But it does make sense because this map is very long, so it's better for pencil. Heavy Edit definitely has to take off angles, so we do see that change, and it is going to allow them more stability. I think that may be what they need. So we just see mid, it's not zones. We see mid just very neutral right now, as we're just trying to get a hold on who's in the lead.
Yeah, this is a game of footsies here from both teams to try and just see exactly who's going to be the one to break first. That first pick did go in favor of Lucky Cat Jokers up against Close Ones, but now it's still a 1-for-1 scenario for both these two teams. Lucky Cat Joker potentially maybe wanting to look and try and just get a runaway with this. Getting that one crucial pick on the spinner here means that they could absolutely go in for this dunk, and they do get the dunk. The Octopus not being able to stop there in time, and now with X-Trans coming in to at least slow down this momentum before they're able to just rush up and run away with a load of points. And now Close One's probably recovered here, and with the Octopus going in with the Zipcast, it means that they're looking to just scatter Lucky Cat Joker as best they can.
It's unfortunate that the Dualies is the one that's grabbing Rainmaker right now, because the Dualies is their frontline aggression, and so the other team members kind of have to compensate for that a little bit. However, it doesn't seem to be bothering them one bit, because Lucky Cat Joker is making this their game, unless... Oh, but they are able to go down from the shot, which is it's preventing their push, which is good. And this gives Close One the opportunity to kind of get their footing back, get their plat back, get themselves set up in a way that is beneficial for them if they're able to do it. But it seems like people just keep getting picked off one by one. It's pretty even right now, and they're able to grab the Rainmaker again to prolong this very long push already.
Yeah, a runaway to just get a few extra points by themselves, a few extra seconds means that Lucky Cat Joker's got to be ready here in this upcoming push. But as I say, that 2 goes down immediately. Close One now wanting to rush in and take advantage of those 2 players down. Izuka comes out to get a 3rd player down, but no, everyone scatters as that Rainmaker does. They do manage to get one at the very end here, and now it's Lucky Cat Joker the one scattering. Close One not wanting to let this momentum go, as there is a flanking Nautilus in the back line.
It's always the flanking Splatlings you gotta watch out for. That's what I say. It's what I always say. If you know me, you know I always say that. And I've totally never just said that tonight. We already see a crab in their plat. I would be sweating if I were a Close One, excuse me. As we can see, it just seems like Lucky Cat Joker is trying to prolong this push as long as possible. It just feels like it's an endless push, really. Even though the lead did not swap. Sorry, my brain is a little bit slow right now.
I mean, I can't blame you. Both this entire block really has been just a back and forth, just madness from both sides, putting on incredibly good shows. And now at a game match point for close ones means that pressure's at all-time high. There's only a 10-point differential between these two teams. So really, the next mistake could really deliver how the remainder of this game is going to go. 2 down for each side. Ingsoka out for a close one means that they could potentially get this Rainmaker popped, and they do as they're gearing up for another push of their own.
Absolutely. Close one is just trying to cover their bases right now. They don't want another instance of a flanking splatling. You know, as I always say. Alright, but they're just trying to get specials on the board right now. They're trying to make something happen. They're trying to beautiful pick on the Nautilus. That's exactly what they wanted, but unfortunately the brush goes down. But it's just like a bloodbath. Oh my gosh. It's like you're right. There's not even a strong lead. It's anybody's game if somebody's able to just run in and push it 10 points. But I feel like they value their lives, they value their numbers a lot. And we see the beautiful lead swap for close one, which means that Lucky Cat Joker has about 50 seconds in order to make something happen to win this game and prolong their time in the tournament.
Oh, but this is not looking good. Lucky Cat Joker on the back foot here. 29 points remaining for a close one means that they can absolutely just stall this out if they wish to. And especially with the 1 player down for Lucky Cat Joker means that every card is in their hands to just keep this going, keep giving their lives to push it even further in, not wanting to let this go unless they get a true proper reset, which they just did here and now. Only one remaining is the pencil, and that's back in their spawn. And they're looking to try and make sure they're ready to contest close one as they're heading back, but no, 2 are down once again. The good lead that they built up here from Lucky Cat Joker just got washed away, and now we're in the final 8 seconds of this game. Close one's gonna be watching this Rainmaker like a hawk, trying to make sure that they can't have no opportunity to pick this up and take this game to their overtime and pick it up the last second. They take this game and bracket reset a clean 3-0.
That was beautiful. That was amazing to watch from close one. They were able to cancel out the bracket reset, be like, oh, you want a bracket reset? Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. We're not doing that.
Virus finger, nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh. But that was so much fun to watch. And I think that if that match taught me anything, it's that time is a resource in this game. In this game, everything is a resource, but time is also one of your best resources. If you're able to stall out something, it just prevents the enemy team from getting to it. If you're able to do something a little bit longer than usual, it prevents the enemy team from getting to it. But beautiful plays from Close One and Lucky Cat Joker. I really enjoyed the Splatling gameplay. Keep it up, Kings.
Yeah, like it, man. These past 2 sets really were so much fun to watch. Both these 2 teams put up an incredibly good fight, and Lucky Cat Joker, I mean, you brought this to a bracket reset, so even though the final score here says a 3-0 on their side, this does not just, it says nothing to what you fought to get to this place. So taking 2nd place at Squid Junction against Close One, be proud for that, because man, you guys put up such a good show. The Close One was able to just clean up here on this last set.
Absolutely.
What a game.
Well, I'm gonna close it out because I'm a little bit tired, but Dark, it was amazing commentating with you. Feel free to drop your socials and tell the audience where they can find you.
Well, the pleasure's all mine. It's always a good time casting with new people, and I'm always here for it. But as for me, my name is SPF Dark. You can find me on most social media as SPF_Dark, Twitter, Blue Sky, Discord, all the nonsense. I'm a big-time commentator for Splatoon, so you'll most likely see me week on weekend, either on here on Dapple Productions, CCA, is returning now that Ludi's picking up. So I'm all over the place. So you'll be hearing me a lot, and my voice a lot. And now, where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me everywhere at Nelfire with a 1, the way it's spelled on the screen. Nelfire with a 1 on Blue Sky. No longer on X. Nuh-uh. But yeah, it was a pleasure to commentate with you, and thank you so much to Splatoon Tourney for the raid tonight. I hope that everybody had a fantastic time, and, you know, stay safe and stay squiddy. We'll see you next week for another Squid Junction.